donate $1 over at Patreon. That site is patreon.com/Radio Free Radio. If you ain't heard about it, you need to get on over there and give your $1. On RadioFRadio.com.
Oh, it's Tuesday.
Hey, look at you getting the right day.
I had to consciously tell myself what day it is. It's Tuesday. It's 8 o'clock. It's time for Popped. I'm Matt. There's Keith. Sarah's over there.
No, not.
Sarah's not over there.
She's over there.
She's over here now.
I'm over there.
Now we got
Wait, where am I?
Where'd the conservatives go? They got out of here fast. They're like, we got to get out of here tonight. We got a gig.
They didn't want to be here.
They did not want to be here, but that's fine because we're here for you, bringing you delicious pop culture information. I don't know if you guys know what this show's about, but it's about pop culture.
It's about pop culture.
Hey, it says that on that image on the computer that we.
I call it the logo. Oh, wow. I'm logged into the wrong Twitter.
We're fancy.
I looked at 68 followers. Like, who is this? Where are my thousands of followers? Gone. Wrong count.
Were you on the popped Twitter? Is that what you were on?
No.
We need some followers on our Twitter account.
Follow us on Twitter, please.
It is
listeners
at,
too.
It's
but,
at
you know.
Popped Show. You obviously are already listening, but tweet us at Popped Show. I'm manning the Twitter, so when these two geek out and I get completely lost, I need someone to talk to. We are also live on the
Talk to Sarah.
YouTubes. Search for Radio Free Radio DMS.
Did you say we're live on the boobs?
No, I
Not-
never ever
not-
said that ever.
That never happened.
We're
Best
live
behavior.
on the YouTube.
Best behavior.
Oh.
And
Yes, night.
also, if you want to join the conversation, please, God, please join the conversation.
Speaking of best behavior,
757
Yep.
848
You nope.
5920.
Yep. What does that come out to?
It comes out to 757 848 5920.
It's not true.
That's the phone number
true.
that people can call to talk to us.
you can't get her to try to say that
Telephonically.
after getting on me about being on my best behavior.
I'm not saying it.
It's a double standard. I don't appreciate it.
I know. I know. It's how Pop rolls. Double standards all around. So what are you guys doing? How was your week in Pop?
Well, let's see. We're not watching anything. We're not reading anything.
Cool.
All we've been doing is playing video games.
No.
Yeah.
It's a
No.
shame, yeah.
And it's not even like Overwatch
And
like
we're
you're
not even
playing, or
playing
like No Man's
together.
Land, or or like new games, or like even, well, I guess yours is a new system, but it's a retro game that you're
No,
playing.
it's an old system. It's several years old, and the game is old. And
Yeah, but as far as it's the latest in its iteration, so to speak.
yeah, for another few months.
After watching a good 10 hours of someone play No Man's Sky this week, I'm actually setting up the back room for good so that we can get some consoles back there so No Man's Sky can go on in the back room where I don't have to watch it, because there's something about that game that puts me instantly to sleep. I don't know. Maybe it's the boredom.
I haven't heard good things.
Bored.
I mean, they're giving refunds back.
People like it. Heidi loves the game. Loves it. I got immediately sleepy when I tried to play it.
Like it's apparently so bad that the Honest Trailer guys have already put out an Honest Trailer about
It's
it.
bad. It's that it shouldn't have been a $60 game. I don't know who priced that. We need to get that pricing gun away from them.
I paid $50 for the Turtles game. I played it
Should've
that
been
entire weekend, and then I scrapped it.
Yeah, but the Turtles game was really pretty.
Oh God, is it? It's gorgeous.
It's really a gorgeous game.
No, you don't have to worry about that with No Man's Sky. And that's about the best I can say. I don't know. I get why people like it. It's a cool little meditation of a game, but
I guess. But I
it's
mean,
not why I play games.
I
It's
don't know.
cool that they're trying something different.
There are games that are experiences, and some of them work out really.
We got a new Twitter follower.
Yeah.
Call him out. Call him out. Call him out.
Yay!
Who is it?
Pink Pot.
Oh,
I don't know who that is. Who's
Why
that?
is that not exciting? It's
because
exciting.
he's already a fan.
But
we
now-
love
I don't
him.
care.
He's a fan of Pops.
That's
Now
too.
they can get. Now this Pink Pot, is it a he, she?
Punk
it?
pot.
Punk.
Punk.
Oh,
I thought it was
punk.
Pink Pot.
No.
It could have been
Oh.
Pank Pot.
He hates it when we call him Pink Pot.
Oh, I'm sorry. Punk Pot.
See, that's we don't know these
oh,
things.
my bad.
He's a Radio Free Radio super fan.
Okay.
We love him.
Well,
we love him. He's probably on the YouTubes right now.
No,
Is he?
he loves
Okay.
us too.
Well, hey, new follower, and now he can get all the crap that I retweet, or the good stuff that Sarah
Good
tweets
stuff.
during the show.
Oh, it's all
True.
good stuff.
I do
And,
tweet.
Definitely make sure you follow on Twitter. Make sure you follow on Facebook, especially.
This.
Facebook.com/popped
RFR.
Sorry, guys. When I set this up, I wasn't thinking branding. I was thinking, shit, what's available? And yeah, I'm an idiot. So I'm new to this
Well, I
whole
think it's fun.
social media
Oh,
stuff.
I think it's good.
But we
But
love you.
anyways, there are games that are just experiences for what they are, and I can kind of see what No
We
Man.
got another new follower.
Whoa! Okay, call him out. Call him out. Call him out.
It is our friend Scott
Oh, I know Scoot.
Scoodles.
Yes.
ODU Stevenson went to
Yes.
college. Killed all my bugs for me in college.
Oh wow! Killed your bugs.
Yeah, when I was
Yep.
between boyfriends, he would come over to my apartment and kill the bugs. So
So
I
many
did not
bugs.
have to kill the bugs.
Well, it was the dorms at ODU. But anywho,
Um,
there are games that are experiences. Like, do you remember the game Journey on PS3?
Yeah.
Like, there wasn't what
Porn.
porn.
Boring.
I thought it was.
Maybe I'm the problem here.
I thought it was gorgeous. I didn't quite get the story 100%, but I enjoyed playing it. It was, I really got into it. It was one of those things where it was kind of meditative, and that was fun though.
Sure.
Like, I've just heard it's a broken system with No Man's
Well,
Land,
the
sky,
problem-
fire.
It is not that Journey. I don't think they're old enough to. Dun 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 dun.
For Atari, what's an Atari 2600?
I hate all of you. That's the music that they played. Don't Stop Believing the whole time. A terrible Atari version that was just.
Did you play a Small Town Girl?
Bam, 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 bam. You never got that far into the
Oh,
song.
okay.
It was it didn't have that kind of reach.
But I mean, I
Journey-
think there are games that can be done well that
Here's
aren't
the
just
problem.
either a RPG or a FPS, and still be a good experience and gorgeous.
Tell you what the problem is.
Okay.
The problem is, they promise too much, and they deliver too little.
A lot of hype. No.
A lot of hype. They just, there was a lot of there's no way a couple of dudes working in a garage was going to be able to pull off what they had promised. I mean, they had promised this was going to be, there was stuff in the game they had never seen, and it's just pretty much
So it's
flying
like
around.
Mighty Number 9.
Yeah,
I hope this isn't starting a trend of like big hyped games and
these hyped indie games.
yeah.
Well, I think it's interesting because we entered the era of the hype AAA title, like the Call of Duties
The Division.
and then the indies kind of came up, and then they became this thing, and then they would come in. They would be like these little tiny smaller games. You wouldn't pay as much for them. But now they're starting to, with No Man's Sky, $60 is just too much for an indie game, unless it's delivering a AAA experience. I mean, if I put this beside like a Call of Duty title or something where they pumped a ton of money into it, it's hard to justify a $60
Yeah.
purchase. But people are enjoying it. So, I'm not crapping on the game. It's not for me, and I'm happy that other people are playing it. I think I would have enjoyed it a little more if it had been half the price.
Yeah.
I don't think there's
Or
anything,
finished.
I don't think they would have as big of a problem as they're having right now.
I can see that. I mean, was it PlayStation Network and Steam are already offering refunds no matter how many hours you've played of it.
Which I hate. I don't really like.
What, that they're offering refunds?
Yeah,
I mean, but isn't it coming out of their pocket though, or is it coming out of the developer's pocket at that point?
I don't know.
Okay.
I guess it was some sort of RMA situation, but I mean, it's not like the game's not like the game's broken. It's just
Not finished.
I don't even know if it's not finished. It's just lackluster, I think.
Okay.
Is the name for it. And I think for an indie title like that to command a $60 price tag, it should be something truly amazing.
Okay, well, speaking of price tags, how do you feel about when they remaster a game, say a PlayStation 3 game, for example, and they remaster it, and release it on the PlayStation 4 and charge close to retail price again? Because the game I'm playing now, I'm playing it on my.
I had a feeling.
This is my segue. The game I'm playing now, I'm playing it on my PS3, and they remastered it, and I'm sure I could have gotten it for PS4 if I wanted it to, but I feel like I'm just double spending money at that point.
Yeah, I don't. There's a perfect example of this.
Okay.
They just released on the PSN network and on Xbox Live. Not even really remasters. I think they remastered the second game a little, but the two Marvel Alliance games.
Okay. Yeah.
Loved the games. Was like really hyped to get them. Both of the games together, $60.
Yeah.
And it was incredibly broken when they released.
That's what I heard.
It was unplayable when it was. I think both games were missing a lot of the DLC content that was originally. Yeah, so there were just characters missing. I think it might have been 2 that was almost unplayable. It's just a lot of
disappointing
issues.
because they're great games.
Well, especially for $60. You're not talking
Yeah,
about
but
The
you're talking
Last of Us, because you know what, The Last of Us I can kind of understand. It didn't come out at a $60. It came out at about. I think it came out at $50.
Right.
So at least it was $10 cheaper. And The Last of Us launched in that gray area where we were changing console generations.
Mm-hmm.
So there may not have been people out there, as many people played The Last of Us. So I kind of get that. I'm kind of okay with that. But to release 2 games for $60 that are, almost 10 years old. I think the first one's almost 10 years old. Like, I swear it came out in 2007 maybe, with the other one coming out maybe in 2009, 2010. That's a 6 and 9 year old game,
right,
that you're trying to charge $60 for.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, you could say each game
that don't even work.
But you could say each game is $30. To be fair,
No, because each game is $40 if you buy them separately.
No.
Which is not good. So then, in the case of the first one, you're spending $40 buying an almost 10-year-old game that absolutely looks like a 10-year-old game, plays like a 10-year-old game. It's a lot of fun. I love those Alliance games. It was fun playing around with the different characters and the suits and putting together
the
different
mashups
teams.
As far as the abilities.
But not for $40 for a game I've already played.
Yeah.
But that's just gonna. I mean, it's impossible to really do backward compatibility.
No, it's been done good though.
It has been
well,
done, but it's
excuse me.
impossible now because the PS3, the original PS3 system, when it first dropped, one of the big selling points was backward compatibility.
Right.
But you were also looking at a $700 launch system, and one of the biggest reasons was because of the chip that was needed, which I believe it was the Emotions chip.
Okay.
That the PS2, the big feature of the PS2 was the Emotions graphics chip. That chip was needed pretty much, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm remembering this correctly. That chip was needed, and that drove the price way up. That's
Okay.
why when they dropped the price, what they did for the second round systems, when they came out with the 80 gigabyte hard drive,
For the PS3.
yeah, they had to pull the chip out to get the cost down, which then removed backward compatibility.
Okay.
Now, I think PlayStation has an amazing idea or what they're doing now, because they bought, when they were building the PS4, they bought a network called wasn't Akamai. They bought a streaming service,
Right.
and so
I
now
think we mentioned it last week, didn't you?
yeah, they came out with their PS Now. So they've got a service. It's $20 a month. It's a little pricey, but what they do is they port PS3 games onto that. So for $20 a month, you can play unlimited whatever games, and they stream over your system, and that's how they get away from the backwards compatibility.
Okay.
Now, Xbox is slowly being able to port them kind of the same way, and then you just rebuy them through.
Yeah.
But none of
I
them
think
have.
the- I
I
think
mean,
the-
once you have those games, you've got to have like the physical systems for them,
Right.
because it's not one of those cool things like the PS2 had, or the 360 had, where you could put the discs in and it would do hardware emulation. It's all software emulation now,
Okay.
which is kind of a bummer. But it's a price thing.
Yeah.
It just runs
Well, see,
the
because
prices up on the
I think
systems.
I'm trying to think of the remasters that I do have, and one of the ones that I thought was done really well was done by Naughty Dog, and the same guys who did Last of Us. They remastered the Jack and Daxter games,
Oh,
all
right.
3, and I got it for PS3.
They also remastered the Uncharted games.
Yep.
And same thing.
Yeah.
Just really, really good games.
Naughty Dog really has it down.
Well, yeah, and I think in specific cases like that, honestly, the only outside of the Nintendo eShop, the only classic games and remasters I've ever bought have been the Eco and Shadow of the Colossus collection for PS3.
Okay. I haven't gotten into those yet.
They're good. Although I tried to replay Shadow of the Colossus the other day, it's kind of lost a little bit of its luster. And they've been teasing that Last Guardian game forever, but supposedly it's coming out later this year. Finally, after 10 years.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see. We'll see. But now, we went a little late, We went a little late because there will be no comics. There are no comics with Juan. We can all be sad that we'll miss Juan.
His girlfriend surprised him with a concert out in Denver, so
So they were like, let's go to Denver, land
Yeah.
of free pot. Is
why
a free
not?
pot there?
No,
I don't know
it's
if
not
it's free.
free.
Is it free?
It's legal. It's not free. You
The
have
pots you
to pay.
plant them in are free, but you got to buy
Okay.
the seeds to
No,
plant
you can't
them.
grow them.
Oh,
You can't grow pots
No,
because you make them in a kiln.
that's legal.
You got to you have a ghost. And then a ghost comes up behind you, and then you shape some pottery.
with
I know how
Footloose
potter-
playing in the background.
That's how pottery's made. It may not
That's
be
how
right.
I thought it was.
That may not be right. I don't know.
No, it's when a mommy pot and a daddy pot fall in love.
Yeah? What happens
And
now?
they-
Even the love thing's kind of optional.
Well, that's true. Pots these days.
Aw.
Degenerates.
Let's get to some news. First off, Gene Wilder dead.
Aww.
Yeah, you said that with way too much
It's
enthusiasm.
by the Animal House. I guess it would have worked with
Oh.
it if I've gone with Niedermeyer dead, and then just went through the whole thing, and then Gene Wilder dead.
I mean,
That way, I was just yelling, "Gene Wilder dead!"
yeah. I mean, you could go Gene Wilder dead, DED
That just
dead,
make-
and
that
then
just makes me
make a
sound
Mel
like
Brooks
I'm happy
reference.
about it.
Yeah,
But I'm not happy about it.
no.
I'm also not unhappy about it.
He's a good man. I mean, he's lived his life, I suppose, but still, it's Gene Wilder.
He was what, 84?
It was 84.
83.
He was 83. Whatever. He hadn't been around for a while, so
But did you hear he actually
Had a lot
died from Alzheimer's?
Alzheimer's.
But like nobody knew because he didn't want people to be sad that he had Alzheimer's.
I'm not saying he wasn't a good man, but the movies are still there, so go watch a Gene Wilder
Yeah.
movie.
And that's what I did last
Or
night.
don't.
I watched Blazing Saddles.
We're not here to tell you what to do.
I mean, we could be though. If they need recommendations, we're here to tell them recommendations of stuff.
And I recommend Willy Wonka.
I
It really
recommend-
was. Is there a
Blaze-
better performance? It's one of the better,
Blazing Saddles for me, man.
more than Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Now look, Blazing Saddles is probably my favorite comedy of all time. But that performance of Willy Wonka, I don't think you can put it up against anything.
he's front and center on that one.
Yeah, but that's a pretty good. I heard somebody tell a story about his first scene in Willy Wonka.
Okay.
Like apparently that was his idea. His idea was, I come out with the cane and everybody's focused on me, and then it sinks into the cobblestone, and then I do a little somersault and pop up. And he said, they were like, why would you want to add something like that? And he was like, I want to add something like that because then from now on, you never know if Willy Wonka is lying or telling the truth. And think about it, you never really know if he's lying, and it's perfect because the whole contest is a complete ruse.
Okay, I'll concede Willy Wonka over Blazing Saddles, but Young
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
Not a fan. Not a huge fan.
You're
Not a
dead.
huge fan of
You're
that
dead to me.
movie. I prefer Blazing Saddles.
Oh, I do too. But Young Frankenstein's still a great movie.
And he
Producers.
co-wrote Young Frankenstein
Yeah.
with Mel Brooks. It was his concept. Mel Brooks didn't want to do it. It's like, no, it's a terrible idea. And Mel Brooks is wrong. I've heard
I've
heard him
he's
talk
wrong
about it.
occasionally.
He is wrong occasionally. He's probably wrong a lot. Yeah, so terrible news. It sucks because you always kind of wanted Gene Wilder to come back And now I guess we know why he didn't come back.
Right.
Why he never did anything.
Last thing he did was some because I looked it up.
He had a show.
Yeah.
A TV show. He had a series.
There's Always Wilder or something like that. But he did
Something Wilder?
Something Wilder. Yeah, there you go. And but the last thing he did was 2015, and it was a voice spot on Yo Gabba Gabba. But before that, it was like 1999.
He was a voice in Yo Gabba Gabba.
That's what it says.
With Alzheimer's, did he know what was going on? That
Probably
must
not.
have been really.
It's Yo Gabba Gabba. Do you need to have an idea of what's
Who
going on?
wrangled Gene Wilder with his Alzheimer's into a voice booth and made him talk about robots?
I mean,
I do love some Yo
For
Gabba
the
Gabba.
record, Scott is Team Wonka.
all right. Well,
And Nate said, Dracula Dead and Loving It, wrong.
Gene Wilder was in Dracula Dead and Loving It.
I
no,
honestly don't
Or are we
know.
going? I think
he's
Nate
just
jumped,
going Mel Brooks.
which is fine.
Maybe
we should
he's
do a
just
Mel.
saying words.
We should do a
Yeah,
Mel
it's
Brooks
good to
show
say
one time.
words. I would do a Mel Brooks show. I
Yeah.
love Mel Brooks. I do a Mel
great.
Blanc. I'll do a Mel Blanc. Let's get them all the Mels. Mel's Diner.
Gibson?
Mel Brown.
You went-
Okay, I went Mel's Diner over Mel Gibson.
There's a
All of a sudden,
Speaking
I
of
became,
Alzheimer's,
lot of crazy.
all of a sudden, I became Sean Connery. Makes no sense. Don't ever become Sean Connery. Well, too bad. I don't. That sounded dismissive. Let's try this again. More sincere. Well, too bad. Well, I guess I'm just not
you,
gonna
just,
get it.
you just don't have very much sympathy in you, Matt. It's okay.
Doug Liman is off of Gambit. He's left Gambit and he's going to Justice League Dark. Okay, you know what? Cool. I
feel like
guess
they should
that's
just
good.
stop the Gambit movie at this
I
point.
do like Doug Liman because I like Doug Liman. One reason only. The only person who's going to know this is Nathan. Because of Go. Go is one of my favorite movies. He directed Go. He directed Swingers. Love both of those movies.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you like Go as much as you like Pixels?
I was thinking it. I just didn't want
I
to
have
ask
no
you.
idea how much I love Go.
I
Do you love it more than Pixels,
Yeah,
though?
I love everything. I love Gene Wilder's death more than Pixels.
You
That's a
must
little-
really hate Gene Wilder because you super love Pixels.
Didn't happen. Don't make that a thing because people are going to start
Oh, it's
coming
totally
up to me.
a thing.
They're going to start sending me copies of Pixels.
Ooh, send Matt copies of Pixels.
Please don't send me
No,
copies
he
of
needs
Pixels.
more because
He
I'm
does.
quite certain that he's burned through his like 4th DVD copy of Pixels.
If you have like a coloring book of Pixels or like sticker books.
Oh,
Do
you know
things
what?
exist?
Whoever is the
kind of a
current
weird world
president
is
of
this?
the We Heart Pixels fan club needs to step down because there is no bigger fan of Pixels than this man right here.
If you a-holes get me stuck in charge of the Pixels fan club, I'm going to murder myself.
No, it's
I'm gonna sign
But
Matt up for all the Pixels
you're
newsletters.
gonna die in a shirt that says I Heart Pixels. So what better way to go?
Nope,
no.
this is happening. I'm finding some Pixel stuff.
Let's see.
So the bigger thing here.
I bet Adam Sandler will come to your
beyond
birthday
Pixels,
party.
Even bigger than Pixels
No,
is
there's nothing bigger than Pixels.
We've got a Justice League Dark movie coming on. Why is DC so bad at this?
No,
Because
DC's
this
great
is
at animated
confused.
stuff. Mine is
This isn't animated.
Justice League Dark is.
No.
What?
There isn't animated. This is a live action Justice League Dark.
I thought he was moving to the animated
No,
Justice
because
League
you
Dark.
would think that would make sense, right?
Yeah.
No, because you don't want, I don't know, to dilute the brand of your main. Nobody knows what Justice League Dark means.
I figured they were
Is this
going
the
for
Black Justice League? No one knows. Why would you do that when you've got Justice League coming out?
So
and
would
then
Cyborg
you've
be on both
announced-
Justice Leagues?
Yes, of course.
Pulling double duty?
Black Vulcan. Why would you do this? Why would you do this, DC? I think the idea is I like the idea. I like the New 52, and DC's clearly going with the New 52 in this. And
Which is weird. Why would you go New 52? If you're going to take your movies in some sort of
because
direction.
I get it though.
Why
They've
would you
gotta,
go?
They've got to push the current. It's kind of like how Marvel borrowed a lot from the
But it's not the
Ultimate
current.
Universe.
And the
No,
Ultimate,
not
and
anymore.
the
I
Ultimate
guess you're right.
Universe eventually was established. Like, by the time they
Yeah.
started pulling from it, other than some of the Spider-Man stuff, Raimi's Spider-Man, they pulled some of the Ultimate stuff from that, where it was still fresh.
I just don't know why you would dilute your brand when you've already got a bit of a problem. I mean, your movies are making money, but audiences are. I mean, it's not the love fest that Marvel's getting. It's fairly 50-50 on whether or not your audience even likes your movies. And then you're going to confuse things by throwing Justice League Dark. For the record, I like the idea of Justice League Dark because you got Constantine, you got
Swamp Thing,
you got all the dark
Zatanna,
characters. You got all the
magic-y stuff.
The magic-y. Zatanna, perfect.
Yeah, I thought it was. I mean, there is going to be an animated one, so I
There
thought
is,
I
yeah.
thought he was just moving to the animated one.
No. Doug
That's
Liman
weird.
he directed the first couple of Bourne
Because DC's
movies.
got their animated stuff on point. I was watching Dark Knight Returns a little while ago. The movie's freaking fantastic.
Yeah,
I enjoy that. Do you not like that one either?
it's okay.
So-
It's okay. I don't have a huge.
I love DC animated stuff. I mean, there's not
I'm middle
not all,
of the road on it.
not
I'll throw
all of it's
some
great,
on.
but Flashpoint Paradox, Justice League
I
Doom,
haven't watched Flashpoint Paradox yet.
Dark Knight Returns, probably top 3 for me as far as DC animated stuff goes. They're kicking Marvel's ass as far as animation goes. I think.
Yeah, I mean, because Marvel's not really doing anything animated.
Yeah, they had a few things for a while there.
Gonna have to because they got big successful live action movies. Poor
Good
DC.
news though. On this website called Roblox,
Oh, Roblox.
yes, the Pixels fan club owned by nobody, so
Yeah,
you could do it.
Yeah, surprise.
Awesome.
Basic rules: no spoiling, respect people in the
No
group,
spoiling Pixels. It's been out for what, a year?
no flaming. So Matt, you're out. But this group does have a Pac-Man emoji.
I
no,
do like
Matt,
the Pac-Man emoji.
Matt, I think could keep it, under control.
Do you think that? Why would you? Why
because
would you
the
think that?
Pixels fan club is so important to you. You just need to be around like-minded people to feel
You're becoming the
fulfilled,
show troll.
To feel
I hope you're happy
whole.
with that position.
No, I'm just mostly zoning out because you guys are talking about nothing that I'm
Okay.
have any knowledge
Fine.
of. So
we'll get on to
Give us
topic.
something the woman can talk
Here's
about.
Here's something for you.
no, I can spend this time
Ben Affleck
investing
is.
in the Pixels fan club for you.
Ben Affleck has tweeted out a picture of Deadshot.
Really?
Deathstroke.
Thank you.
Can we get any closer with our names? Deadshot, Deathstroke, Kill Punch. Just terrible names.
Murder Punch.
Oh, murder.
Murder Punch.
No, what was it?
Yeah. Killgrave.
Murder corpse.
Yeah, there it is.
That's what you called him, murder corpse.
Shoot Man. Blow Guy.
No,
No,
No.
not Blow Guy.
not blow guy.
Blow Guy is not going to be a hero. No, he's going to be, maybe he's a villain. Blow Guy could be a villain.
Punchy face.
Punchy face.
Shoot him
Punchy
up, bang,
face.
bang.
So nobody knows if this means that Deathstroke's going to be in Justice League, but everybody's speculating that Deathstroke is going to be the main character or the main villain in the new Batman.
All right, I can go with it.
Really? Of all the rogues?
When you're trying to do something grounded,
Are they doing something grounded? I don't feel like they're doing something get grounded though.
I don't think they're going to go any
It's
like
not the-
magic route or
But they
something.
are. They just did it with Suicide
But that's what
Squad.
I'm saying. They've already done it with Suicide Squad.
I feel
So
like
if they're going to do
I feel like
Batman,
they're-
let's do something a little more grounded.
But we just had the who's that guy? Christopher Nolan. We just had the Nolan trilogy, which can't get any more grounded, and still be a Batman movie.
Yeah, and it
So
worked.
I can't. It worked twice.
Well, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, because
Joseph Gordon-Levitt came out and was like, I love Dark Knight Rises.
He said the
Oh,
end.
really?
He
The
said
one you were in?
He said the ending was perfect. I was like, yeah, that's what the only good part of the movie because it was over.
Yeah. Oh, am I Robin? I guess I'm Robin. Oh, awesome. That was terrible.
It was just such a
Thanks
shitty
for
movie.
making me sit
Worst
through
of the three.
I can't imagine that they'll ever go
I heard them.
grounded.
I mean,
Why
some
not
of
Ra's
the,
al Ghul?
some of the
because we had him in.
yeah, yeah.
Kinda. We
See.
kind of had him.
No, we had
Why
him.
can't we go back to a penguin?
We could.
What
I'd
about
be
a
fine with the penguin.
Penguin is a
Two-Face.
the ruler of the underworld.
Yeah, why not? Mob boss kind of thing. It could be done and still be kind of like
Poison Ivy with her
Sure.
bodyguard Bane.
sure. As long as Uma Thurman comes
Nice
back.
to meet you. Worst.
He's
redo
gonna be
that.
the the new apprentice
Yeah.
head honcho now.
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah. He's gonna be doing business puns for the entire show.
I'm putting you on ice. Shut up.
Uh,
Oh man.
But yeah, one of the original rumors for the Batman solo movie was an Arkham kind of thing. So where we get like a few rogues here and
Would
there.
love to see that.
But, you know.
Would love to see him thrown in Arkham.
I just want Batfleck kicking the crap
I
out
just
of
want
people.
a good Batman movie. That's all.
We've
And
had
a good Batman.
We've had good Batman movies before.
Sure.
We just haven't had anything good from DC.
We haven't had. I would say that we haven't had anything great from DC
Okay, I'll give you that.
lately.
Right.
Obviously, the
Past
Nolan
10
movies.
years.
And then before that, I'll defend the Tim Burton Batmans. I would love to see what a Tim Burton Batman 3 would have been.
There was talks. There were some articles recently that
Batman Returns is still my favorite Batman movie.
it's been years since I've seen them.
I love it.
Have you seen Birdman?
Love Birdman.
Yeah, me too.
Love it. World of Warcraft Legion is live. So if you're a World of Warcraft player, just while you're playing, can you just listen to us? It's nice music while you're grinding up to level 110.
Yeah.
We already at 110.
You have to grind to level up. Sounds like my kind of game.
Definitely have to grind. Wait till you find out what grinding is.
Oh, I think I know.
Not that kind
And
of
I'm
grinding.
really good at it.
Not that kind of grinding.
You sure?
Positive. As someone who has
I
played
mean, we
it.
can make it that.
Yeah, but
You're not going to get your character leveled.
right.
Well, I don't know. You might.
I mean,
My character always levels too early. Surprise.
If I had a
level
nickel for every
4.
time I had that problem.
T2 is being converted to 3D and will be released in theaters next year for its 25th
I have
anniversary.
mixed feelings about this.
Do you hate T2?
No, I don't
Who
hate
hates
T2. I
T2?
think, but why not just release the movie? I mean, maybe scale it up a little bit, clean it up, the resolution. But is it
think
really?
it might be
Will the 3D
cool
really
3D.
help it? I mean,
It
it
will
your-
help
or
me
is
get
it
me
gonna-
into the theater to see it again.
but see, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if I want to see it in 3D because I know the ticket's gonna be more expensive because it's gonna
Well,
be.
You know, I didn't think about this because I was like, yeah, what am I going to do? Go watch T2 in the theater again?
Yeah.
But then I realized there's probably a lot of people who love the Terminator. Now, I can't imagine people getting turned on to the Terminator franchise from these later movies.
yeah, but I mean, like,
But I'm
they-
sure they saw T2 from their parents.
But they like in 2014 for the Ghostbusters 30th anniversary, they re-released it in the first movie theaters on a one-night thing only.
Yeah.
Didn't try to make it 3D or make it. And maybe I'm jumping the gun on this. Maybe they're not. They're just gonna regular movie prices. I feel like they're just gonna up.
They won't.
They're gonna make it 3D, charge double a movie ticket price, and it's not gonna be that much better because it wasn't filmed for 3D. You see what I'm saying?
But they're 3D effects. That might look okay. It's
Is it going to be worth the ticket price? I love
For me.
T2.
And I saw it like 2 or 3 times in the theater when it was released. What am I gonna do? Go back out and pretend like I'm happy to see T2 again? Out of
Yeah.
the comfort of my home.
Why not? I went out
Because
and saw.
we're in the future. I've got.
I went back and saw Ghostbusters.
Well, I did too.
All right then. So because you love the movie, you love the experience, you want to see it on a big screen. But is it
Do
going to
people
be
love T2 the way they love Ghostbusters? I guess that's my question.
that? I couldn't tell you.
That's really the problem I have. It's not that because I get that, but it's T2. I guess it'd be fun to see it with.
I mean,
fans
T2's
again.
got a good following, but it's not gonna. Ghostbusters is more universal, I think.
No, it was Columbia, and now Sony owns them.
I hate you.
But
I mean, I hate you
for
because you
that.
got the joke off, and I'm thinking like, no pun intended in my head, and I was like, no, that's gonna be a stupid joke.
sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. This one, I got lucky. A Warcraft movie sequel could skip U.S. theaters altogether, which isn't surprising because it made something like $40 million here and $455 million in China.
Yeah, it was insane when I read those numbers.
China loves the Warcraft,
It's great, good for them.
which is fine. I mean, I'm fine with just a Redbox rental. I wish I had Redbox rental the first one. And maybe I could have fallen asleep in peace in my own living room. As opposed to falling asleep in the theater and getting nudged by Nathan every 5 minutes. Like, just let me
Is that
sleep.
Is that what you
Just
call it?
let me sleep.
Is that what you calling it?
Yeah, I'll call it
Nudge?
leveling up. Grinding. Adult Swim is bringing back ToeJam and Earl. which is weird because I'm pretty sure most people don't remember that game.
The name sounds familiar.
Toe Jam and Earl was a game that was on the Sega Genesis. Damn near a launch title, I think. Probably 1989, 1990, maybe 91. Let's go to 91. That was when all the big games were coming out, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was going into like second grade. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Released in 89, right? Yeah, okay. I don't remember it being fun. It was very set in the 90s. They were rappers. There we go. Justin's got some picks. They were
those guys are-
very 90s. And then there was a sequel a couple of years later, Panic on Funkatron, I think. Funkatron being the planet they're from. Weird choice. Out of all the games you could pick out of obscurity.
You know what it reminds me of? You said they're bringing it back as like a cartoon, right?
Yeah,
What was the Osmosis Joe or whatever that one was?
that makes sense.
I mean, that's kind of what it would remind me of. Something along those lines.
It was a weird game too because you just kind of walked around different leveled planets on, I guess it was Funkatron, maybe it was Earth, who knows? Lost interest, and you just picked up presents.
Okay.
Kind of boring game. I didn't like it. Like an Echo the Dolphin bullshit.
I remember that game.
I wanted to be a dolphin. I could drown myself.
Dolphins don't drown though.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying if I woke up one day and I found myself wanting to be a dolphin, I would go drown myself because that's what I deserved.
Hey, nope. We are all about gender equality here. If you felt like you were a dolphin, we'd make sure you have your own separate bathroom and you could use the bathrooms you want to use.
But nobody would. Speaking of using the bathroom,
I don't like where
as
this
I
is
was
going.
driving home today, and I didn't know that this was a thing. We were stopped in traffic, and the guy behind me was, I guess, singing along to the music. I know this because he was deaf and he was signing along with the music. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, he was getting down with it. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that's what they did.
They? What do you mean by they?
The deaf.
I have no idea, dude. I'm completely.
Did they get down with this? He was like really getting down. And at first I had the dumbest thought. I was like, oh, maybe he's talking to someone on the phone. He's got hands free.
But
And I was
you-
like, well, that doesn't make sense. He's using his hands.
But
I was like,
you thought-
none of that makes sense because he can't hear his hands.
Maybe he wasn't deaf.
I
Maybe
had
he
a
just
meltdown.
maybe
I had a little bit of a
maybe,
meltdown.
Hold
on
on,
the way
maybe,
out.
maybe he wasn't deaf though. Maybe he is actually an ALS student or a
He's
teacher.
not deaf if he's signing the lyrics to the song.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting.
Okay.
That's what I was getting to. I was like, maybe he was doing it for practice.
Maybe he was having a seizure.
Okay. You know what? You're absolutely right. I would like to strike the last few minutes from the conversation.
Jeez.
Sarah let me go all the way to the end of the story before she said that.
You're on a roll. I don't want to stop you.
Speaking
She's
of
busy
on a
signing
roll-
you up for Pixels newsletters.
Signing?
Signing you up, yes.
It reminds me of a story today. It was a guy who was signing along to the lyrics. That didn't even... I'm so dumb. I might be the dumbest person alive. Grimm is ending with season 6, which is 4 seasons longer than most people thought it had ended. So good for them.
Yay? I didn't have any.
Did you know that show was still on?
I didn't take any interest in it when it started, so I just didn't follow through.
Is
with it.
anybody watching that? That's like the people that watch that Once Upon a Time.
Apparently not.
Like apparently there's like Disney characters in it.
Yeah.
Because Disney owns it, so they're like the Little Mermaids in it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
wanna
they've
watch
had
that.
like Mulan and they've had Peter Pan. I mean, they've had a lot of like
Have you
storyboard.
ever watched it?
I've watched the first few episodes. I'm kind of interested in just to see how they interconnect all of these.
I am
They've had
too,
like
but then-
Jafar and Captain Hook in this shit.
But like I don't want to say, hey, I can't come out tonight because I'm watching Once Upon a Time.
Then don't lie and say you're playing World of Warcraft Legion.
I'm
It's more
signing along to the
believable.
radio. The Swedish vampire movie Let the Right One In is going to TV. They're getting a pilot from TNT.
You know,
So this TV season, all of the movies that you've loved over the last 20 years are coming to TV.
sorry, Alexis.
Alexis is a Once Upon a Time fan.
Whoops.
You just totally drove off our listener. Way to go, Matt.
Seems like a great show. Fantastic show. I heard Captain Hook is in it.
He is.
Is that better, Rex? She'll tweet. Okay, go back to what you're talking about.
So all TV in the future, all TV shows will be based on movies that you either remember or don't remember.
You know, I saw that article and I was like, aren't we past the vampire trope? Isn't, because
Apparently not, because last week we had the news that the Naked Boys, the Lost Boys.
Lost Boys, there we go. I'm just trying to.
The Naked Boys was a movie I was watching last night. Let's not talk about it.
But then I realized, I was like, shit, there are probably people that think that about the superhero trope that we're,
Who are those people? Who are those mean
people that leave
joyless
bad reviews
people
on Rotten Tomatoes about those wonderful DC movies. But, it's... who am I to say anything about vampire
Hey,
movies?
you know what? Maybe it comes out and they're good shows.
Yeah.
I personally would like to see more originality, but you know what? There is plenty of originality, and there's so much room for content now. There's so many different platforms that, you know what? Cool. Try it.
Yeah.
Throw it against the wall, see what sticks. It's not like I'm not going to get a show that I like because of this. So
Right.
why would I?
Jean-Claude
crap
Van
on it?
Damme has a show about himself now at this
What
point.
is it? Jean-Claude Van Johnson?
On Amazon Prime. I haven't watched it yet.
What
I
is
want to.
going
I
on?
kind of want to.
What is going on in the world?
I don't know.
I
Don't
do
look
kinda
at me,
wanna
I'm
watch that.
s-
I
I-
saw
it
that. I
sounds-
was like, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah.
Images were released of the live-action Beauty and the Beast characters Lumiere and Cogsworth. And
Speaking
now
of storytelling,
I haven't been
Steve.
able to sleep for the rest of the week.
It's because you're
They're
watching The Naked
horrific.
Boys.
They're horrific
like
looking.
it.
They're scary.
They're very gothic-y. I like
I
the look
just
they're
hope
going
they-
for.
They scared me a little.
Well, put your big boy pants on and go to the movie and you'll be fine.
Some things don't translate well. Like in the live action Cinderella, the lizard footman was the creepiest thing I've ever seen.
Well, yeah, I
like
mean-
it just the endearing smoothing and the cutifying
The cartoony
of
aspect.
cartooning that Disney does. A lot of it is beautiful in live action, and some of it is just kind of
Nightmares.
creepy.
Okay, but
Nightmares.
here's my argument for this.
Yeah.
Would you prefer something that looked more realistic despite it being creepier, or would you prefer something more cartoony that doesn't make sense and fit with the story a la
Man, at
Scooby
this
Doo?
point, I would rather they just use an animated Lumiere and Cogsworth.
Okay, so you're going the Scooby Doo route then.
Fine with it.
Okay.
Roger Rabbit is a great movie.
Roger Rabbit was a 2D cartoon and meant to be that thing.
Cool. Let's get that.
I just like
Let's
the fact
do that.
I like the fact that Ewan McGregor's playing Lumiere, and that's what I'm most excited about for this movie. Honestly,
I'm excited for all of it. I love Beauty and the Beast.
it'll be fun.
It's tales all the time, kid.
That's
I
what
don't know
I
if you know
hear.
this.
That's what I hear.
So, Sarah, thoughts? This isn't kind of in your
can,
wheelhouse.
can I talk now?
You can
Is
talk.
it?
You could have
is it-
talked to the entire
are,
time.
are you sure? Is it okay? Am I allowed?
We're trying.
May the woman speak.
So now you got our sandwiches.
that.
Oh no.
Oh, I've made 0 sandwiches today. I have no purpose in life.
Turn her mic off.
I know. I haven't earned my right to speak today. Beauty and the Beast is my favorite Disney movie of all time. And my
Tale is old as time.
and I think it's great. I was really happy with the way they did the live action Cinderella.
I haven't watched it yet.
I-
I'm scared. I'm scared to watch the live
I
action. Disney
really
movies, I'll
liked
be
it. I
honest.
thought it was well cast. I thought it was it had the fantasy element to it of the fairy tale and that like outlandish stuff that you just sort of know realistically as an adult.
It was well received.
Well, I thought it was great. I saw it in the theater with my BFF, who is also a big Disney person, and we both really liked it.
Well, it definitely looks like Disney is going this route. 'Cause
Well,
we've
I mean,
got
I
a
think they should.
ton in
And I think
development.
Emma Watson is a great
Yeah.
is a great like plucky belle to have,
Yeah.
and who's supposed to be a plucky character. And when you look at the classic Disney animations, up until the mid 2000s, the princess was always the damsel in distress, except for Belle. She was the one who rescued her father. She rescued her, her prince. Now,
I feel like the Little Mermaid was pretty plucky.
no,
Yeah,
the
but she was
wasn't.
still
The Little
the damsel
Mermaid-
distress thing. Though,
the
is what she's
Little
going talking
Mermaid
about.
is one of the worst cases of feminism in Disney.
But it's such a good movie.
It's a great movie,
It's
and
one
I
of my
love
favorites.
it. I love it. But as far as talking about strong females, Beauty and the Beast outpaces The Little Mermaid in literally every aspect.
What about Mulan?
Ooh.
Mulan's a good one. Mulan's a good one. But it still has
What about the
elements-
little girl that showed up at the end of Jungle Book? Huh?
Who are you?
No, we're not. The female mouse and the rescuers?
Just go over.
I love the rest.
Jasmine? She
No,
went up against
Jasmine
Jafar.
was
still
all-
needed to be rescued though.
She did, but
Jasmine-
she went up against Jafar.
Yeah, but she used sex to go up against Jafar.
And
Your
she was
beard
16.
is so,
She's so-
twisted.
She's a goer.
Hmm.
So I mean,
Know what
Belle,
Nudge,
I
nudge,
think
wink, wink.
is the best for girls to look up to. I think Emma Watson's a strong enough actress to pull it off and pull
What
it
do
off
you
well. And
What do you think about the upcoming movies? I think they've announced Little Mermaid, and I feel like there's one more.
well,
Did you see The Jungle Book?
I did not.
I
Mostly
haven't either.
because I
I've heard
hate
good
Scarlett
things.
Johansson. That's probably a big part of
She's-
it. Awful,
She's
terrible.
not going to be in it very much.
She was the voice of the snake.
Yeah, she's not in it that much
You haven't seen it.
comparatively.
No, I have not seen Jungle Book, but I want to. I heard it was pretty good.
I think it comes out on DVD soon.
I definitely feel like Jungle Book has some of the best music.
Nate, no, Song of the South will not be getting a remake.
Song of the
Damn
South.
it! I was holding out for that one too, Nate.
It's not. Definitely
So
not.
here's, by the way, we are on Facebook or YouTube if you want to chat with us live, obviously.
Is that how Nate's chatting
That
with
is
you?
how Nate is chatting
And
with
I
me.
think Alexis is
And we're
chatting
getting
with-
tweeted at, and it's all over the place. Okay, so here's the thing. These are classic stories that are iconic, and like The Little Mermaid is a cherished memory for me. I must have made my dad take me to see it like 10 times, and he went because I was, 6, and he was my dad, and that's kind of the thing. But
I was
like,
12 and loved it.
but the thing is that those stories need a bit of an update, and
That's probably a good assessment.
they do. I think they need a. Alexis is still furious about there being no live action Snow White.
Snow White's her jam.
Snow White is her jam, and Beauty and the Beast is my jam. And the thing
Interesting.
is that like,
I want a live action Emperor's New Groove. When are we getting that?
I know that would be
Emperor's
awesome.
New Groove was definitely fantastic.
CGI might have caught up to that now, but the point is that the Little Mermaid was a victim. She was muted. She had to use her body. She, gave up her entire livelihood and family for this prince. She was a child. She was gullible. She was naive. Like all the qualities that a teenage girl essentially already possesses, but they play out in the worst way, with her only prize being this completely narcissistic dude.
Yeah, at least they didn't go the what the actual story was.
No,
where
yeah,
she
the
did
actual
lie,
story
die,
is
and
is worse. But
dissolved in the sea foam.
I'll
Hans Christian Andersen, probably a bad guy.
no. Well, yeah, that was the
Yeah,
situation.
just a creepy guy.
That was the
It was
situation.
creepy.
Really kind of grotesque.
That was not good. But I'm anxious to see how they update it. And I have faith that they'll do it well. I don't really worry about Disney and their movie making. Some of their movies are stronger than others, but I haven't ever seen one where I've been like, God, where is everyone drunk? And I've seen movies where I think that, but I've never worried about that with Disney. They're
What
good.
about the Peter Pan?
They are
that they
good
did-
storytellers.
that they did live with Christopher Walken as Hook.
Well,
Well, I thought Christopher Walken was drunk, but that's a different thing.
And
No, but see-
that wasn't Disney's Peter Pan.
But see, here's what I'm thinking. We need to get a live action Emperor's New Groove. They could
Well,
still
okay,
they could get
that's
David Spade.
That's where I'm going with this. What Disney movies would you guys like to see made into live action Disney films?
Emperor's New Groove.
That's a really
Li-
offbeat. That's an offbeat choice.
Or
that I
Lilo,
totally-
or Lilo and Stitch.
That's
Partially because I've seen it
mean.
lately. No, think about it. It'd be perfect for it. Look at Jungle Book. That was mostly CGI, right?
Hano means family.
Yes. But see, now I've lost my whole train of thought. But they did Jungle Book and that was mostly CGI.
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch would be very similar,
I think it would be less CGI actually,
maybe.
because you really only have one CGI element there, and that's Stitch.
No, you have the two aliens going after
Oh
him.
well, okay.
The final scene with the.
But for the most part,
we watched
you're-
this
you're-
recently,
you're
so it's
looking-
in my head.
For the most part, though, you're looking at just an animated Stitch for most of the movie. But
Yeah, I
you're talking about
suppose.
CGI characters,
Yeah.
CGI aliens that are around all the time.
Right.
The Jungle Book is a different case because everything was CGI, like all of it. It was basically just an animated movie itself.
I suppose. Okay, fine. I'm going back to Emperor's New Groove, but with the
I
original,
like that. I like both of those choices, honestly.
with the original voice cast reprising their role, except for Eartha Kitt, replace her with Julie Newmar. Call it a day.
Well, you'd have to.
Yeah, well, I know that's what I was looking up on my phone before we were
have
doing this.
to.
I was like, shit, is Eartha Kitt's dead, right? Yeah, she died in 2008. So Julie Newmar, she's alive. She's still voice acting and stuff. Just
Sarah, who would you go? Where would you go?
I
Would you
have
like see?
to agree with Alexis, and Snow White needs a live action update. And the reason I say this is because the Snow White movies that have been out have not been good. And it's an opportunity to freshen up a story that is really iconic for Disney. I mean, it was their first, or it wasn't
It
their
was
first.
it was
the first full length.
full-length animated movie.
And I think that it makes sense for them to update it. And I think they have a really good opportunity.
Have you seen it lately?
Snow White?
Hmm?
No, probably not in the
Just
last
wondering if
10
it
years.
holds up.
I
was never a huge
I
fan.
think that I think that there might be some problems with it as far as like casting and the roles of the seven dwarves and the
well, that
work
was
and
my
the-
question on that one. Which dwarf does Peter Dinklage play?
Oh
All
my
of them.
gosh! No, he would- well,
That was a legit
I mean,
question.
Him
no,
and
but-
Deep Roy.
they all have their distinct personalities and
What
are
about,
thusly,
Mini-Me?
are thusly
What's he
named.
doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he's on.
Kenny Baker's dead, so he's out. But
no,
it's-
Vern Troyer is on Reddit like every day.
But you got what's his name? The Warwick Davis.
Oh yeah,
Let's get him in.
Okay, your seven dwarves. Warwick
We've
Davis,
almost got all of them taken care of.
Warwick Davis, Vern Troyer, Peter Dinklage. It's 3 right there. We need 4
Boom.
more.
I don't think the casting of little people will be a problem, but
But I want to know who's going to cast them now.
you're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls.
I'm sorry. Continue.
I think you're right. I think the imagery.
I think that I think there's a lot to be said for the story. It's like different than the tradition. I mean, it still has the rescue elements and stuff, and they touch on it a lot. Like
Oh, you're really not gonna like mine then.
okay, what's yours?
What would you think that? Where do you think I would go? If I'm gonna
For
pick
a live action
a
remake?
live action Disney movie.
Aladdin, Robin Hood.
Well, Aladdin. Aladdin we are getting. Aladdin's the other one that I was trying to think of.
Oh, we are getting that.
We are
Oh,
getting
okay.
live action
That's
Aladdin.
good. Okay, let me think. I'm not gonna like it.
I don't think so. I don't think so just because the elements involved.
Because Scarlett Johansson's
It's
playing the lead or
definitely
something.
not pro-feminism. So you got to think it's probably a little older.
Okay, Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that it?
It was so on the nose that it actually shocked me.
No, that
Sleeping Beauty would be
I
my
love
pick.
Sleeping Beauty.
The imagery on that one though would also be good though. I think
so
too.
beautiful. I still
That final
maintain
battle
that
scene.
is the most beautiful. I'm still scared of Maleficent.
Oh,
But they
she
did.
was
They did do her
effing
own movie. though.
terrifying.
They did do a live action Maleficent.
Oh,
That was
they
good.
did.
Oh,
They did.
I didn't like it.
I didn't see it.
I didn't
I
like
didn't
it so
either.
much. It was a little boring. Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, before home video was really, really prevalent in homes, Disney used to re-release their classic animated movies in theater. So when Sleeping Beauty was re-released in the early '80s, I went to see it, and Maleficent scared the pants off me. I'm still, whenever I see her, I get a little, I get uneasy. I love that movie, and plus it's just beautiful. It's probably one of the most beautiful stylistically. It's one of the most beautiful. And if you ever get a chance to see any of the storyboards and the paintings that were done, they did all these beautiful full painting storyboards
Okay.
that are magnificent. I'll go magnificent. Speaking of magnificent,
Wait, so the
well,
Aladdin
oh.
thing looks like a prequel.
they're doing a prequel?
Yeah, I don't think they wanted to remake the movie because of Robin Williams, but Variety has it in June as a
Oh.
prequel.
Interesting.
That would be interesting because Aladdin is I think it would be easier to stomach Jasmine as a little girl going through this and Aladdin to see his origins. I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah. I'm in. Yeah, I think that's a good call. It is tough to it's tough to you can't replace Robin Williams' genie. It's an iconic
That
role.
was so well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good point. Don't
That's
even
so bad.
try. Don't even bother.
Well, we're at the top of the hour. If you have bottom of the hour, we're at the bottom of the hour.
Top.
No,
Top
I'll
of the
figure this
hour.
out.
Bottom of the show.
No, I think it's the bottom of the hour.
No, we're
we're
at
at
the
the bottom
of the
top
hour.
of the hour.
The
The
top
bottom
of
of
the
the
hour.
hour.
Top of the hour when we come back.
No, it's the
Will be
top
the
of the
bottom
hour
of the hour is
now.
at the 30s. Because it's the bottom of
Because
the
the
clock.
big hand points to the
yeah,
bottom.
the bottom of the hour is the 30s.
I don't think that's true.
It is true.
Matt's not used to being in the bottom.
Yes, I am.
Aw.
If you've got any ideas of what Disney movies you'd like to see made into live action features,
Aristocats.
Aristocat. I prefer the Aristocrats.
Oliver and Company.
Give us a shout out on our Facebook, facebook.com/poppedrfr, or on our Twitter, which is @poppedshow. And we'll be right back with, we're going to have James come on, talk video games. And then right after that, stay tuned for Natalie Green, YouTuber extraordinaire. We'll see you soon.
What's up, Internet? This is George of the Chocolate Milk and Waffle Show,
And I'm Terrell K. Mercer, also of the Chocolate Milk and Waffle Show.
and we would like to invite you to tune in every Thursday from 8 to 9 on Radio F Radio.
.com.
Won't you come and play?
Hey, you found a happy place. It's a game show.
That's right, a radio game show where we can have a few laughs as the contestants battle for the big or not so big prize. It's an adult show, guys. Our first episode is Wednesday night at 7 p.m. on RadioFradio.com.
I'm just gonna assume the mic's on. Yeah, it is.
Oh, hello.
Yay us.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. Name of Justin's new show. Oh, hi. So, how's everybody doing? Psyched for the second half? I know I am.
Yes.
I like guest night.
We've been had a lot of good guests.
Yeah, we have had some guests.
We-
I'm really
not-
glad that they have a lot of people have agreed to be like, hey, let's talk about my stuff.
I'm going to go on a limb here. I don't think we've had a bad guest yet.
Nah.
Every guest that we've had
And they've
has
all been
interesting.
different.
They've all been very different. I think Natalie Green even still continuing that trend.
Yeah, totally.
We've never had a YouTuber on. I'm really interested to talk to her and see what it's like.
We have not had a female guest either.
We haven't had a female guest. You're right.
Mary co-hosted.
Mary co-hosted, but she's more.
She was
She's
co-host.
part of the gang.
Yeah.
She can come in whenever she wants.
Yeah, in fact, we have her again with us in,
September.
She's
a
great.
couple weeks.
September 13th, I think. That's when I'm out.
She was great. Oh, Nathan says that there was that time he was on.
Oh, you
There
don't
was. That
count.
was very early on. And,
Oh,
That
Nate.
was.
and it was a short
Yeah,
show.
that was before I joined.
Come on
Yeah.
and plug your show issues.
Yeah. What?
Show that no one wants.
No, a show that no one's heard of. They
Oh,
might want it if they've heard of it.
Well, I was talking specifically about the.
Can we talk
One
about
of the
Pikmin
producers.
3? Because that's all I've
As
done
long as
this
it's not
week.
pixels, yeah.
We had that whole first half of the first hour about stuff we were doing
Okay,
gaming
I
wise, and you were
won't
like,
talk about
"Well, I
it."
don't
no,
want."
I would like to.
Can
No,
I
I don't
talk
want
now?
No, this is perfect. We're sitting here, we're waiting for James. Why don't you tell us about the Pikmin 3?
Well, now I don't want to.
Oh, come on. God damn it.
No, because all you two rail on about whatever it is you're
No, go
playing.
ahead.
And you're
Start-
more than welcome to interject
talking about
anytime.
Pikmin right
This is
now.
why you've got a microphone.
You've got the floor.
Okay, I've been playing Pikmin
Too late.
3.
We've got James on the phone.
Derp.
Hi, James.
Derp.
Welcome
Hello.
to the show. We're so
What are
happy
you
to
guys-
have you.
What are you guys doing?
Oh, you know, it's Tuesday night, 9 o'clock.
Just oppressing women. Chewing
yeah?
gum and oppressing women, and they're all out of
Oppressing women
gum.
or impressing
No,
women?
no. Oppressing.
We'll see later.
Bye.
Oh my God! Did you guys hear Gene Wilder died?
Who?
Yeah,
Didn't-
wah, wah. I know. We're
Yeah.
sad.
What video game was he in?
Blazing Saddles for the Atari 2600.
Was that really a
That's-
game? No, it wasn't.
If
No.
it was.
He had it.
got
He
past
had
me.
an arcade game, but in order to play, you needed a shitload of dimes. Womp womp. All right, sorry.
I like it.
We'll take
Sarah,
it.
Sarah would get that joke if she stayed up for the rest of the movie.
Excuse me. I made it through the first 15 minutes. So,
Gosh, that's a fantastic movie. But we're not here to talk about film. I don't think.
Film
We're here to
syndicate.
talk about. We're here to talk about September, which starts on Thursday.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go with that.
And there's a few major announcements coming. Well, depending on your definition of major, but that will at least have some significance in our arena, which of course is the Joystick Syndicate. We talk about video games for those who are unfamiliar. So let's start with September 7th. Yesterday, Apple officially confirmed what had been rumored for several weeks, that this
Steve Jobs
year's
is dead.
annual September keynote event will be September 7th. That is relevant to gaming because Sony had already decided to have their event for PlayStation on September 7th. And frankly, Apple can do whatever it wants, and Sony is going to come out the loser here. What do I mean by that? Well, gaming websites, and the gaming press, IGN, Kotaku, Polygon, so on and so forth, will, of course, cover the PlayStation event in depth. And by the way, of course, they will be officially unveiling the PlayStation 4 Slim or PlayStation 4 Mini, whatever it's going to be called, which was leaked a couple of weeks ago. And they will also be, for the very first time, talking in detail about the next iteration of PlayStation 4, which has variously been called PlayStation 4 Neo or PlayStation 4K, and it will support 4K resolution. They announced that during E3 this year, but didn't really have much more to say about it. So this will be the first time that we actually get to ostensibly see the console. And that's all well and fine for the gaming press and the hardcore gaming audience. Why the coincidence of Apple having their event on September 7th is problematic for Sony in terms of mainstream media coverage. Because frankly, it's no contest, and any announcements about the PlayStation, no matter how earth-shattering they might be, and spoiler alert, they won't be, are just not going to get the same kind of interest from the mainstream media as even the most rudimentary announcements about the next generation of iPhone.
Hey, James, let me interrupt you. Didn't the someone leaked the Slim PS4 and then
Right.
they
Someone
tried to
claims
like
that they had
recall it and what happened there? Do you know?
Apparently, a retailer or someone like that in the United Kingdom got a hold of an early actual model of the PS4 Slim and put it up for sale on eBay immediately.
Well, that was kind of a
and
douchey move.
Put the pictures out there and everything, and by all accounts, it was authentic. So, oops.
Well, so
But,
now we know that within a couple of days of, or they're probably going to do the same day, boom, you're going to have the Slims on the market.
Well, and Sony is in a little bit of a hurry to get it out because, as you know, earlier this month, the Xbox One S became available at retail. And that's both smaller and a bit more powerful than the original Xbox One. So, you know, they're trying to get things out there ahead of the holiday rush, and so that, you know, the early adopters who are willing to once again jump on the hype train here are not, you know, completely exhausting the supply before Christmas time. Although I strongly suspect that Sony's announcement on September 7th about the Neo will include a hardware release date of holiday season this year. No reason to think otherwise, really. And just while we're talking about it, as far as what Apple has to say, not probably anybody who's a gamer will probably be disappointed. Last year, you may remember at their September event, they announced the fourth generation Apple TV with a new emphasis on gaming, and that there's no indication that Apple's going to announce a new Apple TV this year. And once again, Apple's latest attempt to break into the console hardware market was pretty underwhelming as far as the Apple TV goes. You can play certain iOS apps, games, and things on the Apple TV, but in order to have the dedicated apps available for play on the fourth generation Apple TV, with a controller, they have to meet certain standards created by Apple for voice activation compatibility with the Siri controller that comes with the Apple TV, and there weren't very many developers who were interested in going the extra mile. So
do you think that Apple's going to pull from the Sony audience just because it's Apple and they make this big show every year? I mean, last year was pretty underwhelming because they had the Apple TV, which was like big whoop, and then they had the Pencil.
It's not that they're going to be pulling from Sony. It's just that they're going to be overshadowing Sony because
Right.
it's the Apple event. So, and we're also it's time for the next iteration of the iPhone. So we're going to be getting
Right.
Is that
iPhone
what
7.
is it iPhone?
Yeah,
is
it's
that
time
the
for
buzz?
7.
yeah.
My 6
Apple
is still
said
doing
in
okay.
its invitation that went out yesterday to media, Apple said that it was going to focus on the next iPhone and Apple Watch. So
Oh, they're hanging in there with the Space Watch.
might as well, because they invested an awful lot in R&D on that little thing, and they've sold quite a few of them. The fact of the matter is, you probably know a lot more people who own an iPhone than own any kind of video game console, at least a current generation video game console. And like I said, the mainstream press is going to pay a lot more attention to anything Apple has to say, simply because it's a much broader consumer audience and more
Yeah.
interest. So I think that was Unfortunate coincidence for Sony, although they probably should have guessed, since Apple does their announcement the first week of September every year and has for quite a long time. So I can't really share too much sympathy for Sony in this case. Meanwhile, the other big announcement for September is Nintendo will be disappointing its fans on September 1st, this coming Thursday.
James, you're so pessimistic.
Oh, it's too late. It's they've announced just today that there will be a Nintendo Direct event on September 1st. It's very typical of Nintendo to only give a couple of days notice before Nintendo Direct, which, as you may recall, is their live streaming video event that usually goes up on YouTube right away. They haven't had one since March. It has been quite a long time since we heard anything from Nintendo other than E3. And we can say with confidence that it is going to be a disappointment because Nintendo has already said they will only be talking about upcoming games for the 3DS and nothing else.
Boo!
So,
Aww.
Just
no
show us
NX
the
announcement.
system. Just
no,
show us. Just show it to us. That's all we want. Just show it.
You know, it's so hard to be a Nintendo fan. Like, I'm just trying so hard.
They don't make it easy. I think we'll see a lot of Pokemon Sun and Moon, which comes out a little bit later in, I think it's November, excuse me. And we'll probably see Ever Oasis, which was a new title for 3DS that was announced at E3, and maybe a couple of other games. But there aren't going to be any big surprises. There aren't going to be any big reveals, I don't think. There's probably not a lot of games left in the development pipeline for 3DS because everything will shift toward NX, if it even exists. I think there's cause for concern on the part of Nintendo fans as to whether the supposed NX will even make its March 2017 date, because here we are about 7 months before that, and we know absolutely nothing about this console. We don't know its name. We don't know what it's going to look like. We don't know how it's going to work. We have a whole bunch of rumors, and that's it.
You don't think they're trying to build it up?
No.
If they are, they have
job.
not paid any attention to a century of marketing lessons from other industries and 30 years of marketing failures and successes in their own industry. The Wii U was announced a year and a half before it came out. The 3DS was announced about a year before it came out. The PlayStation 4 was announced a little over a year before it came out. Same for the Xbox One. I just don't understand how Nintendo thinks they can get away with such a short duration between revealing a product and making it available for sale. And if that's their strategy, I am not enough of an expert on marketing to, say with any amount of confidence whether it will work or not. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But
I say we don't see it until November.
Well, we've got those the little baby Nintendo dealie coming out for Christmas.
Yeah, but
sure.
that's,
I know.
that's something that people have been making in their garage for years. Nintendo's just doing it now on a larger scale.
I tell you, that thing's gonna be impossible to get this
Yeah,
Christmas.
it'll
I
sell out.
guarantee
Oh,
it.
it's already all the pre-orders are sold out online. Yeah, it's going to be a hard find for sure. And that's nice for Nintendo, but for now. But it doesn't say much about their future. So
I don't think we'll see it until November, the next year.
Oh, I agree.
I don't think we're gonna see it until November, and I don't think we're gonna actually see the console until maybe Tokyo Game Show next year.
Oh, I'm thinking E3 mostly because Nintendo usually doesn't participate in Tokyo Game Show, but we'll see. So those are your announcements for September. We'll have more. I'm skipping next week because I will be traveling, but by the next time I come around, hopefully there will be something new and interesting to talk about, especially concerning Sony.
Maybe there'll be good news. I'd like
Sure,
to.
why
Sure.
not?
How about hey, remember when you bought a console 3 years ago? Well, you've got to replace it now with a slightly better one.
I heard Gene Waters wants to come out with a video game.
No.
Yeah?
Aww. Too soon. He
Too
just died. James, thank you, as always, for calling in.
See you next time.
Later,
Bye, James.
Bye.
Bye.
James the best. You were saying something about Pikmin before we went to break.
I don't understand what you mean. What's a Pikmin?
I don't know because I've never played Pikmin.
Pikmin's something you've been hanging out with more than your boyfriend.
I
That's
feel
for
bad.
sure.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that you guys have pretty much separated, and now one is in one room playing one game, the other's in the other room
hanging out with
playing
this-
the other game.
I'm hanging out with this old man and a little girl, and she's hanging about with a bunch of aliens.
such a great game.
Oh God, is it ever? But I hear
that's a
Pikmin
modern-
3 is really good from what I can hear in the living room.
Can you please explain to me what a Pikmin is? I don't even know what a Pikmin
I didn't know what a
is.
Pikmin was until I started playing Super
I mean,
Smash Brothers,
I've
and
s-
Olimar's in there. I'm like, who the fuck is this little astronaut with aliens?
I mean, I'm in the know. I've seen the Pikmin screenshots and I've seen the videos and stuff, but I have no idea how this sucker plays.
So,
Came out on the GameCube.
yes, it's one of the Nintendo franchises, but it started on the GameCube, I believe.
Yep.
And basically what it is a space explorer he's looking for treasure. Olimar is looking for treasure, and he crash lands on this planet, and these little aliens are there, and they follow him around and help him out. And it's like they're the weapons, and they're sentient beings, and you have to protect them and whatever. But they also are like, you can chuck them at things. And
So it's like when C-3PO became the god of the Ewoks and used them to explore Endor and
Yeah.
blow up the Emperor.
Oh,
The
that's
god of
exactly
the
what it's like.
Ewoks.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And yeah, I've been having fun with it. Pikmin. I didn't really know about it either until.
You actually had Pikmin on your desk at work.
No, I did. Oh, I
Yeah,
did
you
have.
did.
I had
Roger
yes, I
Hammerstein.
did.
Roger Hammerstein.
I had
Roger
Roger
Hammerstein.
Hammerstein and Gilbert Sullivan were my two Pikmin.
Which I wish we
I wish we could
wish we could-
explain
you know what, we
that
can.
You
joke.
can actually.
We can.
You
'cause
can.
F it.
Okay, all right. I used to have a moronic coworker,
Really
and I
stupid.
mean really, really
Yeah.
stupid.
And this is like probably the face of work.
Yeah, she was unfortunately quite
One of us
notorious.
is fired.
And but you
Hail,
know,
better go
Hail
well.
Hydra.
she went out of her way to make my life really, really miserable. And anyway, she was talking about a new musical that was touring by Roger Hammerstein.
Yep.
And
Fiddle
so
on the Roof.
I had just gotten, my lovely boyfriend had given me a stuffed Pikmin. And as a result, he became named Roger Hammerstein. And then when I got another Pikmin from my BFF for my birthday,
We named it Gilbert
we
Sullivan.
named him Gilbert Sullivan.
Justin put up some visual references for us.
Justin knows who we're talking about. But anyway, yeah, Roger Hammerstein has not made it to my new office yet, but he will. And I
Make sure Gilbert Sullivan's there
Gilbert
too.
will make it too. And I enjoy the Pikmin game. It's because it's like,
There's some
I
logic
don't.
puzzles in it.
There's logic puzzles. There's action, but it's not a lot of crazy. It puts it into little bite-sized chunks, so I don't
Yeah.
feel like I have to spend 6 hours on the couch to get anywhere. And it it's campy.
You're talking to a guy that got addicted to Animal Crossing.
It's like a kid's game.
I probably,
but
if I had picked up Pikmin, I probably would have been right there with you.
It's just sweet. The characters are cute and the bad guys aren't terribly threatening, and it's just something that I like playing. Because, it's like I just finished Super Mario RPG for like the 5th time.
Such a great game. Though.
And it's because the characters are nice and you like them and you want them to talk to each other, and and that's why I've been playing.
Even the little
Pikmin
cloud.
3. The little cloud.
Oh, I thought you were talking
Oh,
about Super Mario
Mallow. Yeah, in Super Mario RPG, I don't know. He's kind of a wimp, but he
Yes.
was good with magic. He had some good magic powers.
Who was your team?
It depends on who I was fighting, but my team that took on Smithy was Mario, Bowser, and Princess.
It's a good,
Because
solid team.
Princess does
It's definitely a solid
Princess
team.
does the healing, and you need that.
And you had to have Mario.
Well, yeah, you have to have Mario. Although honestly, Mario might have. I don't know. He wasn't my favorite as far as like. Well, I mean, he's Mario.
So you get the jumps right. You get time stuff right.
Well, yeah, the time jumps are good, but yeah.
So you get the double hits.
So I'm excited to get once I finish this. I'm excited. Keith will never see his TV again because after that, what I want to play. Your mic is off.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go. So once
got more than one TV.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I
that's
know,
What I'm about
but
to do.
he'll-
I'm going to go
but
put it in my room and
I'm on the good TV.
Yeah,
Like
she
I'm on the
does.
big one.
The one that hides the sconces.
The one that hides our lovely wall sconces. So once I get
So
done with
jealous of your house.
Pikmin 3, I want to do Maniac Mansion because that was my first love for the NES.
Do they have it on the eShop?
No, of course they don't. It's a LucasArts game.
But we've got a Retron 5.
So
Did you get a copy of it?
no, not yet. We saw one at a con, and
Just
they all,
go
it
for
was
I feel like it was a common game.
it was in like a $10 bin, and the guy saw me get excited about it, and he was like, "Oh,
Don't
that's
ever-
that's $30," and I'm like, "Shut
Don't
up."
Ever show emotion to
Well-
those guys.
Fact. Oh, you mean at a con?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you meant in general.
Nah.
Don't show emotion. It's just weakness.
Let's see what we can get. Let's see where we can get a.
Alexis agrees with you that our house is awesome. Our house is awesome.
It makes me sad to be there because it's so awesome.
We like it.
Because
Don't be
then I come back
sad.
here and
Be
I'm like,
happy
all I've
that you
got
can
is
hang out
a-
with us and be there.
I just want a water view.
Keith has a globe bar.
It's
do.
got to rain. It's got to rain extensively for me to get a water view, and then I'm usually worried about the car.
If it rains extensively, we'll definitely have more than a water view.
Let's
That's
see.
for sure.
Let's see what we can get you a Maniac Mansion for. I think we can get you one easy.
Yeah, I don't think they're hard to. They're not a rare game.
There you go. $15.
Yeah, see, it's cheap. We'll wind up with
Damaged
one.
but works. Okay, maybe you don't want that. Here's one with box, $49.95.
No, I
Buy it now.
I don't care about the box. Although the box is a big deal to
You
Keith.
don't care about the box.
I care about the box.
Oh my god.
No, I'm at the video game box.
No, I don't care about any of that. But yeah, Maniac Mansion.
Oh, here's a graded
Finishing
copy.
Pikmin
A
game.
U90 for 120. It's not bad. It's
You know,
graded.
you know what makes great radio? Looking at our
Looking at
computer
eBay?
screens.
What? I think it's fine.
Well, they can hear us.
They can play along with
teasing.
us.
I'm kidding.
Play along with us.
Yeah, see if they can find something
Go on
cheaper
eBay,
for
see
us.
if you can find a cheaper copy
And
of Maniac Mansion.
Tweet it to Pop Show.
Now you've never played the sequel to Maniac Mansion, Day of the Tentacle, right?
No, I have not.
There was recently on the PS4 a remastered Day of the Tentacle that you need to pick up.
You sent me some game that I certainly
I don't think that ever came out.
never played at work, but I was excited about it.
It never came out. I don't think.
Slenderman?
No, it
the-
was a tentacle.
Yeah,
game.
it was the dude that did Maniac Mansion. He went off to do. He was kickstarting a game, but I
Huh.
don't think it ever came out. It was like a spiritual successor.
Oh,
But I think you should
hate
definitely.
spiritual
I feel like you should
sequels.
definitely get Day of the Tentacle, and try it out. Maybe.
on the PS4.
Yeah.
Well,
on
we have
PSN.
one of those on the good TV, so
I remember it fondly.
The cool thing about the PlayStation though, the PS4, is you can pick up one of those PS TVs. I think they're like $50-$60.
Yeah.
Put them on one of the other TVs, and it remote
Still.
plays into it.
Oh, really?
So you just take your controller, go into the other
Shit,
room,
I might have to do
and
that.
you can
Because
you
I-
can be playing on
that-
one TV, and then Sarah comes in and is like, "I want Pikmin, I want Pikmin,"
that's
and then you can.
actually that's a damn good impression. 'cause
that-
that's, how,
no,
that's
that's
how she
pretty
does
much
it.
exactly
I'm
what
trying
I
to watch
do.
TV or like Apple TV. Just, brrr,
you can
Pikmin,
pause
flip
it and then
tables.
remote it over to the other TV, and then just continue it in there.
Maybe look into
Take
this
your
app,
computer.
PlayStation TV.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go.
Because I mean, it's gonna sound silly, but Battlefront's had some DLC come out that I've wanted to try out. At least give it a shot.
Other
but
games
you
have
can't
come out
because
too,
your
like
girlfriend
Overwatch.
won't stop playing Pikmin. Let me just say that when you go to Kickstarter.com and search for Tentacle, you get some weird stuff.
I'm sure
I
you
don't
do.
think you should be searching for Tentacle.
Go to
Islamic World.
Pornhub.com and you can search Tentacle. You get some
Why
weird
did
stuff
this
too.
come up? Islamic World, strategic gaming with Islamic values.
Oh, awesome! Now we're on a watch list. Thanks, Sarah.
Pass the Tentacle, a family-friendly game. That does not sound family-friendly.
I used to play. that game.
It's about sushi.
Hyper-realistic
I used to play that
tentacle.
game with an uncle.
Oh my god. Hyper-realistic tentacle. Basically, this project is catering to the pornographic market to create a more realistic tentacle for use in adult films.
Yeah,
It's
hentai.
about time.
Yeah.
Funding unsuccessful. Ended on
No kidding.
6/26/2015.
Because nobody wants to be seen. Like if you could do it anonymously, maybe.
The Eco Adventures of Oscocopter, the Flying Octopus.
These are the worst games ever. I hope
52
all of these
backers.
fail.
No, I think that's a book.
That's a book, and somebody's backing that.
Let's see. El Pulpo Mecanico. The giant flaming octopus rides
You're gonna
again.
get yourself in trouble.
Built from recycled scrap metal.
This is how that guy that did the Tickled documentary. This is what
Help
happened.
us
to him.
launch a
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu themed card game of Lovecraftian construction.
Why do we
Alright,
want to?
that's-
Build, blast, or heal your tentacled monstrosity.
All right, I can get behind that.
I don't want to blast my
I
tentacled
don't wanna blast
monstrosity.
the tentacle monstrosity. I don't even want to say the words tentacled monstrosity.
Gray Street, family, that dear octopus
I mean,
from whose
that-
tentacles we
that's the
never
name of
quite
mine.
escape,
I mean, you don't have a name for yours?
nor in our inmost
No.
hearts ever quite wish to.
No. No, Christopher Walken.
Cthulhu Britannica, Call of Cthulhu RPG box set.
Oh, I remember Encyclopedia
There's a lot
Britannica.
of stuff about Cthulhu.
People are a little too much into Cthulhu. I think.
Mama's teeth, tentacles and claws, a giant monster plush toy.
You
Does it look like a vagina? Because that's what I feel like it should look like. For somebody
Blah.
It kind of does a little
feel
bit,
like that's what kind
a
of it looks like.
little
Just
bit.
bigger tentacles than you're used to.
tentacles. Yes, that is it's kind of a vagina with bigger tentacles. Tentacle kitty, plush. She's a kitty.
Wait,
She
wait.
has tentacles.
That's
Shouldn't you
definitely
be saying
She's-
vagina with tentacles?
She's pink, but people want
Not
the plush
with
in more
bigger
colors.
tentacles.
Well, I don't know how to tell you this.
Uh,
Oh, here we go. Calamity-Ware dinner plate number 7. Tentacles add thrills to. You know, why don't
What
we talk
hole
about
have we fallen
tentacles
down?
more?
I blame James. I'm going to blame James.
Okay,
I
you know
doubt
what?
he's listening. We're blaming James, though, because his segment wasn't long enough, and we went down a long hole of
long-
tentacle.
With suction cups.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
gonna put tentacles into eBay. See what we get. Spider-Man 2, Doc Ock tentacle attack.
I'm gonna put.
I'm okay with that.
I feel okay. I'm fine with all this. A lot of Dr. Octopus figures.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect. Done.
All right.
Leave it at that. Don't go searching
I'm-
any deeper.
It's
Oh,
in.
no. And then Baywatch number 75, tentacles.
Oh, you can get 5 tentacle finger puppets on Amazon for $9.92.
But I only need 3.
Prime might have to do that because then I could do this
Yay.
and
As
tentacle.
she's waving her fingers
in
at
your
me. For those of
face.
you,
you
not
guys
watching
just
YouTube.
bought a house together. You don't want to do anything to break up.
We did. It's called Pikmin.
Oh, here we go. Tentacle insemination. Tentacles, aliens, and love book number 1
I went too
Oh,
far.
for
I'm glad-
$0 on Kindle Unlimited. That's a deal.
I'm glad it's
That's a good
I'm glad it's
deal.
number 1, because if it was like number 9 or 11,
I
I'd
went-
be a little
I
worried.
went too far.
Yeah, I told
What?
you. What did I say a minute ago? Don't go too far.
Oh, no, I
be
went too
happy
far.
with your Doc Ock. Call it a day.
There's an inflatable tentacle arm if you want to buy accoutrement. If
I
you
don't
want to
even
be
know what this is.
tentacle arm man.
I apologize, everybody. Nope, don't turn your computer on. I don't want to see it.
I don't.
Oh,
don't know
no,
what that
I
is.
don't.
No, I'm not
Ladies,
looking.
ooh, I kind of want this pink octopus ceramic 3D coffee mug with tentacle handle.
Okay, so when I try to buy a Mega Man what's barrel? Why am I drawing a blank on the Mega Man energy refill things?
The answer is because you don't know the word for it.
It's an
That-
It's an mug, and it's the little canister in a Mega Man.
I never stopped you from buying a mug.
Yeah, but you said, don't we have enough mugs? You didn't stop me from buying it, but you implied that we have enough mugs in
Yeah,
the house.
but how many times do I say, don't you have enough turtle action figures? And then
no.
like,
The answer is no.
all right, well,
I never have enough turtle figures.
you can get,
Yeah,
I
we're sorry, Jenny.
I know,
We
poor-
really are.
poor Jenny's listening.
I don't know what's happened. I
Jenny
don't-
said she's listening. Tweeted
How
us
do
and
we-
said she's listening to Pop for tentacles.
Yeah,
do we-
we're shopping for.
Pop.
Oh, here's a tentacle.
It's about tentacle porn.
No, it's not. It was only
is
porn
now.
that one time, 2 times. Here's tentacle plush. That's probably also porn.
All
Sadly.
right. So I'm getting an mug this week, and you're getting a tentacle mug apparently.
No, I want the fingers. I want the tentacle finger puppets. If you're. Oh, here's a tentacle
Do you-
baby costume.
Oh, thank God we're saved.
We're saved.
We're saved.
Who are we saved
how
by?
are we saved?
Because on the phone here we've got Natalie Green.
Natalie, we were shopping for tentacle accessories.
Couldn't you have called in earlier?
I know. It was going downhill
Just-
super, super fast.
Thank God for saving us.
Yes.
And welcome to Popped.
Well, I mean, if you still want to do some shopping for tentacle stuff, I mean, I'll just hang back. You know, I'll wait. I'm a patient person.
She's agreed to take that off air.
Yeah, I can continue my tentacle search later. I feel like it's not going to end anywhere we can broadcast anyway.
I mean, it's internet radio.
Fair
I feel like
enough.
we can broadcast whatever we want, can't we? We can say like
I feel,
shit, damn.
I feel so bad for Natalie. She's
know.
like she's
no,
she's
I'm
been
already loving
tweeting.
this. I haven't even been on the phone for 30 seconds. I'm already loving this.
She's been tweeting all day. She's been excited, and then she gets into tentacle puppets.
Welcome to Pop.
Why
It's
don't-
about tentacles.
Why don't I already own tentacle puppets? Like, how have I gotten to be 32 and have not had tentacles on all 10 of my fingers? That's my question.
That that is the true question of life. I mean, I unfortunately don't own any tentacle puppets, but I feel like it's something that's missing in my life. I feel like that's one of the voids that I have.
I say you do a couple of videos with tentacle puppets, your subscriber base is gonna jump right
yeah.
up.
It'll triple.
Well, consider it done. I don't know if that's the subscriber base that I'm really going to be wanting.
No one wants.
Probably not.
A part of, but hey, if they're into it, it is what it is.
Then seg into maybe some Cthulhu
Cosplay.
So
That would
let's
be amazing.
let's talk about your YouTube content. What are you doing? How's your fan base? Sort of what's the jam? Update
Oh
our
my gosh.
listeners.
So I really don't have a set type of content that I make. It's honestly, I go in and when it's time for me to make a video, I'm like, okay, what do I want to talk about? What's going to make people laugh? What am I excited about? And that's kind of what it turns into. And the biggest thing is it'll either be something with video games, my extensive toy collection, Ninja Turtles, anything kind of 80s nostalgia.
I'm sold.
And exactly. See, and it's one of those things where, you're asking about my fan base. They're the nicest people I have ever met. Like, I'm still shocked that I can say that I have a fan base. Like, it's still really weird to say.
Oh no,
But
go
you
for it.
can say it.
Yeah, you can say it.
It's so weird though, but they're all so wonderful, and it's so much fun because every time I make a video, my favorite part is waiting for everybody that watches my video to comment regarding the video and just geeking out about whatever I happen to talk about on that video at that point, and just being like, yes, like you remember this too, like let's just keep talking about it. I don't care, it's 3 a.m. Let's just keep talking about Ninja Turtles. I love it.
I'll be honest. I was watching one of your videos last week, and was really digging that masterpiece Grimlock that was behind you. I don't know if I was focused on the right thing, but that caught my eye, and I was like, man, I really want a masterpiece Grimlock.
We're all God's children, man.
I love it. I also have the masterpiece Soundwave.
I knew you were gonna
my-
say that.
Yes,
I
I did.
missed
I have
it.
the original G1 too. Like not to sit here and just brag about my toy collection.
No,
but
go for
let
it.
me
We do it
show
all the
you what
time.
I got.
I want that. I think I'm gonna pay extreme prices to get that masterpiece Soundwave.
It's worth it. It's gorgeous. I haven't opened up the Grimlock one yet. I'm not like big on like everything needs to be in box mint condition. I unfortunately am running out of room for figures and collectibles, and I have a
Preach.
problem. I can't stop collecting figures, and so I have to leave
Keep
everything in the
preaching.
box. Like all of my pops are still in boxes, just because I have no place to put them otherwise.
I'm considering building shelves in my new. Sarah and I just bought a house, and I'm running out of room for my pops, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna have to build a shelf on like the highest wall possible, and just like display them all the way across.
Yeah,
I can't-
my
do it.
pops are in my office, and it actually kind of works because now when people come into my office, they like see my fandoms right there, and it's like, it's always something to talk about. Like, it's always the little Gus and the slipper is the first one because everyone goes
Yeah,
for Cinderella.
That's a really great one.
And then from there, they can branch out and they'll be like, oh, Bob's Burgers, or oh, Wonder Woman, or oh, it's Groot. I have a Groot, or and then
You
it's
get the inside Bing Bong too.
I do have Bing Bong, and it's like it
Bing
brings
Bong.
people together. I know.
Exactly. Well, that's what's so cool about it, and like when I go to work, that's the biggest thing that people do, whether, your home office or, wherever you work, you have these things that you can display on your desk that are part of, your personality and what you love, and especially if I walk by and I see somebody has, like anime pops, I'm just going to be like, oh, hey, like we need to sit down and have a conversation. Like, I don't know who you are, but I want to get to know you because we like the same thing. So let's be friends.
Yep.
Isn't the world great now?
So have you
It
found?
really is.
So you've had like really good experiences and everything with your fandom and the people who watch your videos and like cons. Do you do cons?
So she's found the good side of the internet.
yeah.
then,
Where do you
essentially.
see? Where do you find these awesome people? Because I've run into some not nice people.
And it's one of those things that I've always had pretty thick skin, and occasionally you'll run into the occasional internet troll that'll either comment something on like my Facebook or through YouTube comments, and either one, I don't humor them, or two, I'll just mess with them, just kind of kill them with kindness kind of thing. But overall, it's really nice how receiving and how awesome, especially just kind of people are here in Dallas, Texas, is. They've all been super nice and super welcoming. Like, nobody's really here to, try and, ostracize you, or they're like, oh, you're a geek girl. Like, tell me the exact, date and the phase of the moon that your favorite character was born under. Otherwise, you're not a true fan. Or, I've never run into anything like that, thank goodness. But initially, everybody that I've come into contact with through conventions or through, social media, they've all been just remarkably nice. And so I've been very thankful, because I know more people, they haven't seen that type of side, and maybe it's just I'm not big enough yet to where I haven't gotten the majority of internet trolls to come across my channel yet. But it's been really nice, and it's one of those things, even with that dark side of the geek fandom, where you're going to get people who don't like you, and that's just the way it is. But
Yeah.
That wouldn't stop me from doing anything I love. I'd just be like, okay, well, thank you for putting a view on my video or leaving a comment. You're helping my engagement with my video. So
Yeah,
have
at
a
the
good
end
one.
of the day, you're the winner because they're looking, and that's
Yeah,
sort of the biggest
exactly.
thing.
Well, and it's easy just watching your videos. It's easy to see that you're passionate about this stuff. It's not. It doesn't come off as some sort of faked or forced thing. It's a genuine passion that definitely comes across. I mean, just looking at your rooms just full of stuff. You don't get that stuff if you're just kind of interested
Yeah,
in
it's
something.
interesting.
Yeah,
It's
trying
not
to phone
set
it in.
dressing. In other
Yeah,
words.
it's definitely not set dressing. There's legit pieces there that any collector would be like, it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
good
Well,
stuff.
and that was the biggest thing is it's I've been making videos pretty consistently for the past couple of years, but I've been doing YouTube stuff for not to sound like a total hipster, but I've been making videos since like 2006. They were horrible videos, but it was one of those things where I love to entertain people and I love to make people laugh. And YouTube was one of the best outlets that I ever had, because I love making videos, I love editing, I love the whole process of making videos. And that was one of the biggest things that I always told myself. It's like, what do you want to talk about? And it's going to be the things that I love, that I have that passion for, that you can see. Because it's when people want to watch something, like, you don't want to watch somebody that's reading off a script. They're clearly not into it. You want to watch somebody that you can relate to on that level with something you love. And you want to see that passion that they have, that that you share with them, and it makes things so much more enjoyable. You get to see their personality come through in that video, and I feel like you get so much more engagement, and you get you get a bigger fan base when you're being yourself and you're talking about those things that you love, because you're going to find other people that share that common interest with you, especially this day and age where just pop culture and geek culture are just such a big thing. Everybody's so into
Yeah.
everything, whether it's retro or it's modern day. It's just everybody's there, so it's been really cool.
Well, it's so cool. The best part is just the barrier entry is so low now that that anyone who has a passion to do something like this, for fairly cheap, you can put together a decent little rig and start putting out content yourself.
Exactly. And and it's one of those things where I always, when I have people, when I go to conventions, they'll ask me, they're like, oh, what kind of cameras do you use, or what kind of setup do you have? Because they're always worried. They're like, I don't have a lot of money to make this big setup. And I always tell people, it's the biggest thing at the end of the day is, it's production quality can, help make things a little bit better and, make, watching a little more enjoyable. But as long as you have something that people want to see, and you have, that personality that's really going to shine through, and people are going to really be, taken by you, then production quality is just kind of an afterthought at that point. If, I could watch somebody that has, $1,000 worth of camera equipment, but if they're just sitting there reading off of a script, I don't care. But I'm going to go and watch the person that's flipping out over, the Road One trailer that they filmed on their iPhone. Like, that's going to be more enjoyable for me. And
Sure.
so that's one thing that I always stress to people. I'm like, don't worry about it. Like, I don't have fancy lighting. Like, the way that I have to do it with my setup right now is I just open up my windows and I have white curtains that kind of diffuse everything, and I'll just film with that. And I have a pretty basic camcorder that I use, and it works just fine for me.
Yeah,
It's
that's all you need.
It's almost like it's easier to like really connect with people that way.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, okay, so take my friend Amy, big Superman fan, specifically
Dean Cain.
Dean Cain. What was the show? Lois and Clark.
Yeah.
So she loved that. But like, this is before YouTube, and I mean, she was just, back when like everyone dialed up, they were
Wrote
like
fan letters.
yeah,
like on
they were
paper.
Louisiana Purchase.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, when you were a kid.
Oh, that's Lewis
Yeah.
and Clark. My fault.
So there was but she like joined fan forums or whatever, and I'm sure like AOL chat rooms and all that stuff.
Oh,
It
yeah.
has evolved, but these are some of her best friends to this day. She's getting married next spring, and like 2 of her old longtime Dean Cain fan friends are her bridesmaids. And
that's so cool.
yeah, and it's just she's not she's not a YouTuber type, but she she's got her fandom, and it's so easy for her to just go online and just type in a keyword, and it really like widens the world and allows people to have voices and share interests in a way that it didn't used to.
Well, and allows people to also evolve their interests. You start off with a Dean Cain thing or a Ninja Turtle thing, and then you fall into a dark world of like Usagi Yojimbo, for example, with Ninja Turtles. You start with
Yeah.
one thing and you find other things that are either tied to it,
That's
connected
true.
to it by those artists, and then boom, then you're really going down the rabbit hole.
You're completely consumed at that point.
Yeah, pretty much, and you have no life. Also, I think it's very cool that your cat's named Michelangelo. Just throwing it out.
Oh, yes.
But it's
yeah,
after
but,
the painter.
I've always wanted an orange cat, and, and I was sitting there, I was like, why would I name him? And I just kind of looked up at my shelf, and I'm like, Natalie, you've known this whole time. You just never realized it. It's like, I have to have a cat named Michelangelo, and it's so funny, people that, aren't aware of, like, Ninja Turtles and stuff like that, the few that I run across, they're just like, oh, that's an interesting name for your cat, and then they'll see the collar that he has, which is, of course, Ninja Turtles, and they're like, it makes sense now. And it's fun just kind of people getting that connection. They're like, oh, wow, you must be a Ninja Turtle fan. I'm like, a little bit.
Yeah,
But-
just a little bit. I'm in
Just
that.
a
I'm in that
little.
same boat. My orange cat's name though is Hobbs. So
What?
Oh, I love it, though.
What's the last thing you bought, Keith?
I may have bought the NECA Ninja Turtle figures that were based off the Ninja Turtle arcade.
Oh, you know what? I was like 2 seconds away from buying them, and my cat, Michelangelo, he ended up getting sick, and so my NECA funds went to taking care of him. So maybe down the road I'll be able to find them, but I think at this point I'm going to be going after the 80s style, the figure art Ninja Turtle figures.
Okay, yeah.
I think those
Yeah.
are going to be next on my list because I did miss out on the arcade ones.
I want
See,
those.
Much as I wanted
we're
them.
we're making Matt mad now
'Cause
because
I'm
like I just sit here and
trying-
buy turtle shit all the time, and
I'm trying to get out. I'm not trying not to be collector guy.
see,
But
I've had
man, I love toys.
I've had to get selective with it because she mentioned the figure arts for the 80s stuff, and now we're getting to this whole Ninja Turtle diatribe. But
Yeah.
I got the Playmates ones, the fully posable ones that they did the 4 turtles and then the Rocksteady and Bebop, and I was like, all right, that's it for 80s figures. I've got a, that's when the NECA arcade figures came out. I was like, all right, that's different kind of turtle stuff. I can justify that.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly, they're totally different. I completely justified that purchase. That's totally fine.
see, someone justified the purchase.
See,
I'm
well-
getting glares from Sarah who.
Okay.
Because
so
I got the figures, and I have no problem admitting I got the figures for $300. They were
Here-
I got the shredders. and-
That's a great price.
Thank you, Matt and
Oh, well
Sarah.
done, sir.
Thank you. See,
There
she
you go.
agrees.
Okay.
Natalie
See?
agrees.
here is
Natalie's
I'm
an
in
expert.
trouble here.
Natalie is an expert. Here is my problem, though, and this is not a Keith problem or a Ninja Turtles problem or a toy problem.
It usually
There
is, though,
is
let's
no
be
such
honest.
thing as a Ninja Turtle
My
problem.
problem is that like I am such a purger. Like I go through and just
12 hours once a
annihilate
year.
my crap and like just go through and just get rid of stuff. And and my mom was like that, and we just get rid of stuff, and to the point where like later I'm like, well, where's that thing, and so it drives me nuts to have a lot of just stuff around. And it's funny because like this is the first time in my
I think
life.
she's gonna sell your stuff.
No, I'm not going to sell her
I'll be
stuff.
selling her.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, that would be a great way to be
If you haven't
homeless.
figured out, Natalie, Sarah and I live together, so
But like, okay, here's my thing. Like, this is the first time in my life that I'm settled in my forever home, and we're gonna be there for at least 30 years because mortgage.
nah.
But like,
Absolutely.
so now it's like, okay, there are things I'm interested in. The things that I've talked myself out of in the
and
past.
I'm
'cause-
interested in NECA Ninja Turtle arcade
Okay,
figures.
all right, okay.
I'm
boyfriend.
surprised you don't have an arcade machine yet.
There's
Oh,
no room.
Please
God.
don't encourage him. There is no
The
room.
shed-
You'll
the
find
shed does have
room.
220
If you
going
have
to
a-
it, though.
If you find a deal, you find room and you put that arcade somewhere.
See,
else.
I like Natalie already.
I will tell you, Natalie, that we have a mall around here that's like kind of a dead mall, but it's not. It's like on its last breath. And they all the restaurants and the food court have closed, so they just put like arcade machines in front of them. And we have totally thought about maybe just sort of walking in and taking.
But we
some.
haven't, so in case we do,
No,
this is
we
not
haven't.
evidence in a court of law.
Not it.
We have-
Exactly. I don't condone stealing, but if it just happened, you know, I mean, let's just
That's
say we were doing
coincidence.
this podcast when the arcade machine happens to go missing. There's the alibi right there. We're fine.
Boom.
No, we're
exactly.
live. We're on the air.
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
you can see us on YouTube. There we
Yeah,
are. Everybody wave.
Obviously,
Hold up a
obviously
newspaper.
this has never happened. But we talked about arcade games.
Don't
and
worry, you're gonna walk into the studio clubhouse,
And there's gonna
there
be a Miss
will be a
Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man machine
Yeah.
in the future.
Hey, we all have our vintage games that we love. That's it. I mean, I would get a pinball machine if we had room for it, because I remember spending many hours as a kid playing pinball.
What arcade would you get, Natalie? Since we're talking about it.
It would probably be. Let me think about it.
You know what else I
It would
played a lot of as a
it
kid?
would probably be the Ninja Turtle arcade. It probably would be.
Which one?
You're gonna go Ninja Turtles arcade, or you're gonna go
Turtles
Turtles
in
in Time? Oh,
Okay.
good
Turtles-
choice.
Yeah, I'd
Good
agree
choice.
with that.
Although I got fond memories of the original.
Yeah, they're both fun. They're just different. That's all.
Exactly.
Pretty much the same.
No, they're different. One, they go back in
But
time.
then, you know, and then I'm such a Tetris fiend. Like, I love playing Tetris. I'd be fine. Just give me a Tetris arcade machine to put in my house. I'd be fine with that too.
I kind of want a vintage Game Boy now, so I can play.
Or
some,
like a centipede.
So I can play some.
I would like
Yeah.
like a centipede arcade game.
As much as I would want the Turtles in Time arcade, I might have to go Donkey Kong. Because that,
beautiful cabinet.
Yeah.
that art of video games that was going around, that exhibit that was going around, they had the Donkey Kong arcade, and
the sounds still drive me nuts.
that's what I love the sound.
I'm more attracted to the sounds of a Donkey Kong machine than any woman. That's not to say I'm not attracted to beautiful women,
I mean,
but
starting
the
to question
sounds,
that now. Actually,
Is there
the
a
sounds of
woman
that Donkey Kong
in
machine.
existence as beautiful as a Donkey Kong machine's noises?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Matt on dating, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, what we've got a listener who is more than a listener. He's a friend to us all. He does a show with us here on one of the other shows. He's now having to, let's just say his wife has said that he needs money. He's now going through. He had a pretty complete collection of vintage G.I. Joe Real American Heroes. He's now, as we speak, posting auctions as he listens.
Aww.
What advice will you give him? He's also, there's rumors that he's going to have to dip. He's also got a complete G1 Transformers collection. He may have to delve into that and start selling that off. What advice would you give someone who has to give his collection up?
Oh, well, regarding the Transformers, I'd say give him my cell phone number. He'll go to a good home.
He's got some great pieces.
I mean, that's really tough because Sarah, you say that you're able to get rid of things. I'm just the opposite. I'm a hoarder, and it's awful, and it's a part of this horrible addiction that I have to collecting figures. Like, I still have Happy Meal toys from my childhood, up in the attic that I don't want to get rid of just because I'm like, these are I remember these, or they make this cool little train, and I don't want to, get rid of these.
Those Animaniac Happy Meal figures were the
Those
best.
were pretty awesome, though. So
Exactly, and so I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm a homeowner, and I'm going to run out of space, and
Buy a
God
bigger
forbid
house.
Something like that happen where I'm going to have to start parting with my collectibles. I mean, it's just.
You're just going to have to keep building on.
I'd say,
Like that Winchester
Yeah,
house. Just keep building.
yeah, like extensions
Yeah.
and sheds and basements and attics.
Shelving, a lot of
A
shelves.
lot of shelves.
Don't forget to trick the ghosts, though. You got to do some stairway ways to nowhere.
Oh,
That's a very
yeah,
specific
but,
reference.
any legitimate advice, I would say, just you got to focus on, adulting first. Make sure you have the finances that you need. If it does mean you have to part with the things that you do love, part with the things that you love the least.
Yeah.
And, and there's
Yeah.
always the chance that you could get them back at a later time. You
That's
never know.
true. That's true.
But it's just, that hurts me. To think of, the things that I might have to get rid of if I ever needed to. It's I don't want to, though. These are my things, and I don't want to get rid of them.
But I got to say, for
Yes,
me,
I'm the
a
same
lot of
way.
times for me, the hunt's just as good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoyed going on eBay and going, okay, that one's too expensive. That one's too expensive. That one's a good price. All
Yeah,
right, buying it now.
But no, I kind of get that because when you have an item stuck in your head, like a coworker of mine, was looking for a card catalog. Like she wanted like a card, like a cabinet,
Sure.
and just thought it would be cool to have in her
Loves
house.
the Dewey Decimal
And
System.
when she found one, it was a big deal. And she came around to all of our offices like, I found a card catalog. I'm picking it up this weekend.
What did she do with the card catalog?
It's like storage in her house. She loves it. It's like a
If I had room for a library catalog, that's how I'd store my DVDs. to be
yeah.
honest.
It's like in a. It's
I've got that many DVDs that I can be like, all right, yep.
You know how the world stores their DVDs now? Hard drives.
Yeah, Keith. Yeah, Keith, for the boxes of DVDs in our living room.
Whatever. That cover art's great.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Natalie, it is part of the show where we do the popped quiz. Are you up for it? We each have a question for you. Do you guys want to go first? You want me to go first?
You go first.
Ladies first.
Okay. My question for the Natalie popped quiz. What is your guilty pleasure TV show?
Guilty pleasure TV show. Ooh.
Don't say Once
let me
Upon a
think
Time.
About that.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
Yes. Vindicated.
No, not that there's anything wrong with it. If anybody is a Once Upon a Time fan, it's just not for me. Let me think. I'm trying to think of what would be my guilty pleasure show.
I can go first if it makes you feel better.
Yeah, let's do that.
Teen Mom.
Oh, do we all have to answer?
Yeah, we all have to
Oh,
answer.
we have to come up. Shh. All right, I better start.
Mine's classic Real World.
Really? It's not bad.
See, I used to watch that all the time. Maybe I think my guilty pleasure show would probably be Big Brother.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, mine
That's
too.
probably what- yeah,
Although this
but that one
season's
I
so
watch, like, I
terrible.
look forward to that one in the summer.
This season has been so bad.
Big Brother is really different abroad, by the way. When I was in Australia, Big Brother came on, and there was like cussing and penises just like right there.
Sarah, please. They're called women.
That's what I've heard about that, and I was trying to look up Australian Big Brother online, and they wouldn't let me watch it just because I guess because of the just the restrictions and stuff like that. And I was like, that's garbage.
I don't like the overseas ones. I don't
Yeah.
like the British one. I don't like the I like the American one.
All
But
right.
yeah, I think for things that are still on the air, that's probably my guilty pleasure show. But stuff that I'll kind of go back and watch. I think the OC. I don't know if anybody remembers that one. That was on Fox.
Yeah. I guess
That was
Buffy.
on my guilty pleasure show.
Was that movie with Jack Black and Colin Hanks?
No.
No.
No. That was Orange County.
Wrong OC.
That was wrong. That was actually
yeah,
Orange
wrong
County.
OC. Yeah, this one it had Adam Brody, and then I feel bad. I can't remember his name, but he's Gordon in the new Gotham show.
Oh yeah, that was that guy.
Ben something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ben something.
Yeah, he knocked Miranda
Ben-
Baccarin.
Ben
Lucky
Crunchy.
bastard.
Who?
Oh wow.
Who? Wait. Who?
He's sleeping with Inara from
Oh,
Firefly.
Inara. Yeah. Okay, I'm with you now.
Inara's baby daddy.
Is
Gotcha.
There you
Buffy
go.
is Buffy guilty pleasure? Can we actually elevate that to?
I feel like
greatest show
guilty
of all
pleasure
time?
should be like stuff that isn't
Trash.
widely popular.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keith, you have a question?
See, I always thought of like guilty pleasure as like one of those like where it could be popular, but it's one of those things you're not proud to say
Yeah.
that you watched
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
you still like
Yeah.
it anyways.
Yeah, I feel like you're right.
All right, Keith, your popped quiz question.
No, I gotta come up with an
Question-
answer for my
Question
my
two.
own question
Oh, yeah.
though.
What did you
so
have?
I like my question. I just don't have an answer for it on my own.
Throw the question
So-
out. We'll make
Well,
you
what
go
is it?
last.
Okay, if you were in a buddy cop movie, who would be your buddy cop?
Oh, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh,
There we
that's
Didn't even-
weird.
didn't even take
because
that long.
mine was the tree.
What? Okay.
Too soon?
No, I have no idea who you're talking
I'm
about.
trying to think. I don't know.
I know
mine either.
Macho Man Randy Savage. I don't know this tree person you're talking about.
He had a heart attack. and
That's
ran
how
into a
he
tree.
died.
He ran into a tree.
I see what you did there.
Oh,
Oh, what?
oh.
I thought that was-
I'm the bad
I
guy.
thought that was Sonny
Sometimes
Bono.
Went to a dark place.
Oh, I'm the bad guy.
I thought it was Sonny Bono who ran into a tree, not. Oh, whatever.
What's the opposite of trees? That's my buddy. Trees are killer.
Air?
Yes, I'll have air.
Okay, who's your buddy cop?
Oh man,
Matt?
I don't know.
My buddy cop?
That's a
Yeah.
good question.
Oh, my buddy cop's easy. Murtaugh. I
Okay.
take it literally. I'm gonna take this question.
You're literally gonna go
Take
fuck
it-
up.
All
I'm
right.
gonna take it literally. He's a good cop. He's too damn old for this shit.
Yeah, he is too
Yeah,
old for
if
this.
I had to go literal cop, I'd probably go John McClane just because I feel like it's
Oh.
Yeah.
I have him by my side.
I feel like, but I feel like Macho Man's. That's a pretty good way to go too.
Oh yeah, like no regrets. Like first thing that came to my head, like who do I want by my side? It's gonna be Macho Man right now. Cream of the crop.
I can't argue that.
Can I say Aquaman? But like the
can.
character?
You could just say Jason Momoa.
No, Aquaman.
Sure.
Like orange shirted Aquaman.
No.
Blonde
no.
hair, riding a dolphin.
You're both dead to me.
Which Aquaman are you going for?
You're both
Yeah,
dead to
you
me.
got to specify.
I want sexy Aquaman who
Oh, you mean new Aquaman?
new Aquaman. I just want to
Bearded
be
Aquaman.
I just want to be near him. That's really.
Smells like fish.
I am okay. I will get.
Smells like the ocean.
I will
I'll take
get.
that
I'm gonna
past it.
stop that
Okay.
right there. And Matt, go
All
with
right.
your question.
You know
Hold
he's
on.
got like one of those drink rings around his neck, right? Like he's just full of trash.
I want some Aquaman.
The oceans are dirty.
Okay, all right. I'll
full
pick
of
a
whale
new,
sperm.
I'll pick a new one. I'll pick a new one.
What's he doing with these whales?
William
I
Shatner.
can't talk to them.
That
Picking
is
them
my
up.
buddy cop, William Shatner.
Okay.
William
good-
Shatner.
good
All
call.
right, I'll go with
I
that.
like that.
Okay, question 3. My question: If you woke up tomorrow and all the fandom that you love is gone except for one, what would that one thing be?
Oh, mean, Matt.
That is
That's
horrible.
mean.
I have a feeling I know.
Sophie's choice.
I think I know her answer.
Pick
but
the
I'm
child you love the most.
I mean, it would have to be Ninja Turtles. I
Yeah.
have to keep Ninja Turtles in my life.
Was that
I
yours,
agree.
Keith?
I agree with Natalie on that one.
Yeah.
We're BFFs now.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. For me,
Mm-hmm.
of
You
my
pick one.
probably
Wonder Woman.
probably Mario.
Ooh.
Mario's
Yeah.
classic Mario supersedes Wonder Woman, which is close because I hate, Wonder Woman's older, but yeah, Mario.
Oh.
Mario sticks for me.
And mine, cocaine.
Oh my god. gotta keep going somehow. All your other fandoms are gone. You gotta keep going.
Gotta keep going. Natalie, it's been a pleasure. Tell everybody where they can find you, where they can subscribe to your channel, and how they can see you and your videos.
Absolutely. Well, thank you first off so much for having me. This has been so much fun.
You're welcome
But
back
yeah,
anytime.
Oh, definitely. Yep. Let me know whenever you guys want me back. I will happily come back on this show.
Next
This was a
week.
blast. It's done.
Yeah.
aside from work, you don't realize I have no life. I will happily come back on the show.
That's fine. That's why we do this show.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have you back,
I
and we
love
will
it.
see you on the YouTubes.
But
Well,
tell
yeah.
let her tell her
oh,
where
tell
everybody
us
is.
where. Yes, tell us where.
It's okay. So yeah, I mean, if people want to find me through YouTube, it's you can search Natalie Green. The URL is youtube.com/Natalie Green Official. If you're on Twitter, it's at I'm Natman. Same thing with Facebook. I'm Natman. Pretty much all other social medias.
I
you
didn't
can
get
find
that
me
until
at
just now.
I'm Natman.
You hold on.
You didn't
hold
get
on.
that? Even I got that.
Matt, you did not get that until just now because I had to do the I'm not man voice. You
just got
you
it.
literally didn't get it.
Like a
until-
light bulb literally popped on.
Exactly. Well, and I almost went with the Batman voice, but then I was like, you know what? I'll just say I'm Natman just in case nobody understands me with my grovelly Batman voice over the phone.
It's all right. I would have understood it. Matt might not have. Matt, I would have.
I get it now.
Okay.
Why aren't all your handles I'm Matman? What are you doing?
I don't
wrong
know,
with your
Sarah.
life? You're clearly
I don't know why you couldn't wait until we're off air to call me out like this.
well, ladies
Not
and
in
gentlemen.
front of the guest.
Matt is doing it wrong. Is the answer to these questions?
Natalie, thank you so much for joining us, and we're definitely gonna have you on again in the future.
Absolutely. Well, guys, again, thank you so much for having me. Yep, just let me know when you want me back on. I will be here. You guys are fantastic.
Awesome.
Have a good
Thank you,
night.
Natalie.
Bye.
All right. Bye, guys.
Let's get it real fast. Kanye West Twitter bot.
Natalie and I are BFFs, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that. Totally bonded on
But she's
turtles.
my BFF.
No, she's my BFF first. I called it. Dibs.
Oh, I guess I should have called dibs first. But I didn't. And now
I've got it.
you've got it.
BFFs.
Now, can we fight? Can we fight for her?
Sure.
Can we fight for the BFF
Sure.
moniker? Because I'd like to be her BFF.
I don't know. I'm on Keith's team because then she'll be hanging out at our house.
Two of you? Two of you gets me?
Yeah.
I got
No.
Justin. I got Kanye West Twitter bot. That's what I got.
All right. What's Kanye West Twitter bot?
I don't know.
We'll
He
talk
had
about.
We'll
We'll
have
talk
to fire it
about
up.
this. We'll talk about this Thunderdome thing after.
We got to put some gas in
And
it.
he
It's
had
out of gas.
He had a busy week with the VMAs and being all crazy there.
Let's fire it up. It's it's low. It's really low. Justin, you didn't put any gas in this.
It's hungover.
Hold on, I'm gonna get the gas.
Yeah, no. Kanye bot is he had to show up to the VMAs and be all crazy and
Foley work.
I was trying to do Foley work and it didn't work.
I think we got it started. I hate that we got a. Why do we have a pull string on this thing?
Kanye, son of... Come on, fam. Man, you know you like fish dick. Are you a gay fish, Kanye? Are you a gay fish? Come on, Kanye. Come on, guys, come on. Are you a gay fish?
Hey, screw you and screw your tweets.
Wow.
Okay.
Kanye's kind of
Hold on, there might be a second part. Is there a second
Hey,
part?
screw you and screw your tweets.
No, okay, that's
All
it.
right.
That's it.
Kanye's feeling
I usually be followed up with a
salty.
we naked or something, but
Don't forget to find us. We got some news about station news coming out, so stay tuned for that. But for now, you can find us Facebook.com/radio, Facebook.com/popped RFR, and on the Twitter @popped show. So follow,
interact.
and interact.
And stay
We've
tuned.
had fun interacting for everybody. Stay tuned for Deprogrammed, or if you're listening to this time delayed on podcast, stay tuned to whatever podcast you listen to after this. Feral Conservatives, take us away.